always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how is it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Late Night Culture Show with myself, Culture Casino, and the great Mr. Cool.
Yes, it's Mr. Cool. Jolly's running late. He's still at the strip club. So I'm filling in for a little bit.
Okay. Well, it's just Jolly is supposed to be here to co-host this, like, on Sundays sometimes.
He texted me earlier. He apologizes, but it was a 2-for-1 at the strip club.
Well, okay.
He said you'd understand.
Oh no, I get it. You know, and the freewheeling life of a single puppet. I get it. I feel it.
Yes.
Yeah, Oh wow, yeah. No, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, you're doing a great job running the show over there. Seems like the cotton's being distributed properly out there in the world. So well done.
It's not going well at all. Actually, we keep getting infested with this horse and. There's always some kind of meltdown. Wilton has committed suicide twice. It's not a good show.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed it. Well, outside of Wilton pushing me off a building, I've enjoyed my time with the Cotton Council, and the Cotton Connection as a whole. You know, obviously hanging out with Snow Dub and of course Jolly proper and. The guy that you try to handle. El Peril, I don't like that dog very much.
No, he doesn't have a lot of fans. There is a few, like cult members, that somehow have weird fetishes and praising that corrupt dog.
Yeah, no, but you're right. That rubber horse thing is kind of weird. I'm just like, but But look, I mean, I guess he's like a distant cousin of like T-shirt historian. So, I mean, I just kind of let that slide,
Who?
You don't know this T-shirt guy?
No, he must be a small channel.
Oh, Wow.
Nobody watches him.
Oh, okay. I do. I like him. He's a nice
Oh,
kid.
oh,
He's a nice
okay.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Very
all right.
strange. Yeah, no. Look, we've only got a little while tonight, folks. We might go about 2 hours, would be my guess. I still have a video to make to get over to my editor Grant on just this some really terrible box office numbers. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Well, not on this show, but we'll get into that in the video. And then I've got a really long video I'm working on that Grant's going to have to edit about the attention economy. So I think that'll be fun for lots of people. Did some deep diving, but there's Grant out there in the world. It's good to see him. He sent a member chat as well. He said, because Grant is not here. Oh, wait, no, you are here, dude. Anyway, and you're welcome to be here. You're probably working, to be honest with you. Got Liger fan, Zachariah 315, Dragon Master 360. Let's see. Miss Dr. Dragon is here. Good to see you. There we go. Dr. Dragon. Matt G is in the house promoting everybody in the world. Love that. Love that. Promote all those books. Promote those books. Love it. Love it. Love it. Duck Nation, what is going on? We got Chris Mead here. Good to see you, my friend. We've got Ruben Christopher Haynes. So excited. I always miss these. Happy to be here with my public sweet tea. Dude, you have discovered the joy of Florida, my friend. Publix.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Publix is good stuff. Cult Classic Cage. What's going on, Cassie? Cassie was here last time we did this show.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. Cassie's fun. Check out Cassie's channel. We got Release the McCracken in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Gotta love Release the McCracken and everybody in the Legion Memers. Guys burned me today. Core member hit me with one early this morning. It was good. Oh my gosh. Woof. Good stuff. Good, Jeff. Good stuff. Let's see who else is in the house. We got Douchey McDouche is here. You know Douchey McDouche?
No, but I'm sure he
I love that image.
I'm guessing he does stuff down under there.
Oh wow. Yeah. Eldritch Lord Haster is in the house. Great to see you, my friend. It's been a minute. I've seen you around quite a bit lately. I hope everything's going well. Hope that means everything's going well. Snowdog was actually telling us to slap the like. Thanks for that. D-Bud Martin is here. Good to see you, my friend. We've got a lot of great comics folks here right now. Karen 82 is here. We got Cathy. Cathy's here. Good to see you. I hope it's a cultured night. We got Low Spec Linux Laptop here. Grant says he's on the way. There's Floral. What's up, Floral? I love Floral. Floral's
past its bedtime.
Is it?
Well, here in about an hour.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. He's great. Everybody over at Floral Under a Rock, just amazing.
Yeah, he's okay.
I think he's fine. Yeah, sci-fi for me TV. Great to see you, Jason. I think I'm gonna be on with Jason on Wednesday on his channel. I think.
Oh.
We're gonna do a. I think it's a. Or maybe is it tomorrow? Jason, remind me what I'm doing. Anyway. 6 is here. I don't know how it's supposed to feel, but it's definitely not supposed to feel like this. Well.
Oh no.
Is it a burning sensation? I don't know.
Make a cream for that, I think.
That would sound good. Clay Thomason is here. Good to see you. Darcipio's here. Great to see you, my friend. Let's see. Deleted Scenes is here. Yay. I hope you're doing well, Steve. Let's see who else is here. Wow, man, so many folks here. Fizz Chozo is here. It's great to see you, my friend.
Well, I think they're here because Sunday Night Football sucks.
Oh, well, okay. I wouldn't know. I stopped watching sports about
#me too.
Oh wow, Read by Nature doesn't like the Shifty the snowman.
It's just Mr. Cool.
It's Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool. Yeah. Japanese wrestling legend Antonio Inoki passed away this week. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. Wow.
That's too bad.
Antonio Inoki. Yeah. The Rings of Whammon Power. Yeah. While you could create a volcanic explosion with water, you did not like that at all in any way. But again, it's a fantasy show.
I stopped watching.
I think most people did. Actually, the numbers bear that out. Beef jerky show tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. Yelling at park cars. Wait a minute. Wait, what is LFTB? I'm lost.
I think it's one of those communities that likes the same gender.
I don't know. We got the god darn bacon. Sorry, it's too early in the show for me to say that, but just dropping by to say hi. Well, thank you, and that is a cool avatar, bro. Cool.
Is it too early still?
I like to give it 15 before I let people cut loose. Live from the bunker. Thank you. Oh my gosh, dude! How is that beef jerky time? Beef? You're gonna talk about beef jerky? Really?
I was hoping we'd talk about snow cones.
Oh, I like snow cones.
Yeah.
Snow cone.
They're delicious.
Are you making jerky?
I can make a snow cone.
Yeah, you probably right in front of us.
Maybe. I thought you wanted to keep it PG-13.
I've had a lot of people say I should do a late night show all the time, do it twice a week. I've heard this. Maybe. We'll see.
Well, you just let me know, Culture, when the proper time to bust out my snowballs.
Maybe not on this stream. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna have to get a preview of what that is. Oh, it's Money Talk on Wednesday. That's what I thought, Jason. Thank you for that. All right, that'll be fun. Luis Escudero is here. Good to see you. Or Luis, excuse me. Luis Escudero is here. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that proper. Man, I can do it. Who's here? College volleyball is better. Yes. Yeah. R.I.P. Inoki. Indeed. Look at all these great humans. Tim Hayes is here. We got lots of people. Look at this.
Oh, yes.
I love it. This is one of my favorite. Got Jerry out there. Good to see you. This is one of my favorite shows. I get to see everybody. Eric K's out there just wrenching away, saying hi to everybody. Accidental Source is here. Yes, I can sleep when I'm dead. It's good to see you, my friend.
I'm supposed to promote the Snowdub channel. We're almost to 1,600 subs.
That's right. That's right. You're getting there, indeed.
Very close. Very close.
Yeah, the culture boss is out there waving to everybody. Hi, sweetheart. We got Darth Scipio saying hi to everybody. A core member. Yeah, core member is the one that hit me this morning with the meme. It was beautifully done. You guys have to see it. I wish I had an easier way to pull it up on the stream, but it was good. Hey, what's up, Guy Scar? Good to see you, my friend. Check out the Basco scenario. Indeed, there's Willie. All right, let's get going. We got stuff we can talk about. John Gibson's here. There we go. All right. Okay. So yeah. Let's start here. There was this amazing show. There was this guy named Jon Stewart, right? He would hit everybody equally. Kind of just a good comedian and analytic news teller, but he would hit everybody equally. Satire, parody, whatnot. He would do it right, correctly. And then he decided to retire from a show called The Daily Show.
Oh yes, I think Jolly's going to be on that show.
Oh really? That's awesome. All right. Yeah, I think we talked about that. Well, it seems like the story around what Happened with Trevor Noah is changing, or maybe I should say evolving. Because the speculation out there isn't that it was a willful leaving. It was that he was fired. What supports this is the fact that the show is going to continue just without Trevor.
Okay.
Yeah. So sources close to the show note that the execs will meet with the outgoing host to set a date for his departure, as talks for replacement will not begin until after he is properly celebrated. Okay. So the Daily Show will go on without Trevor Noah. Sources close to production tell The Hollywood Reporter that the long-running late-night series will indeed continue on Comedy Central, despite industry speculation that it would move to Paramount Plus. Sources say that Chris McCarthy, the Paramount executive who oversees Comedy Central and MTV and a slew of other linear networks and staffers with the show higher up at the conglomerate didn't find out until Noah's announcement that the host planned to leave. I'm not sure that's true. And by the way, why would you leave? Of course, this guy's only pulling like 300,000 people a night. He's not doing good. He says, I feel like it's time on that Thursday night when we found out that he wasn't going to do the show. I think this dude lost his job. They told him, we're going to let you play it out for this season and see ya. Noah says he's eager to spend more time touring. What does he do exactly? Do you know, Mr. Cool? Oh, Jolly's here. Hey, Jolly.
Hey, sorry I'm late, Culture. Sorry.
Oh,
Man, there's two for one down at the local.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Mr. Cool was telling us that. But we're talking about this Trevor Noah story. I'm starting to lean towards the dude got fired.
Well, he is a loser,
and I was saying, he gets like 360 some thousand viewers a night on average, right? But
right.
I have to, but he says the Hollywood Reporter reported Friday that Noah is eager to spend more time touring. What would he tour as, a comedian?
I think it involves a donkey.
No.
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 Oh.
No, I don't know. He is among the rare breed of comedians who can sell out massive arenas.
Oh yeah, it's a very big donkey. Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever seen him in an arena?
I don't think I'd want to. That sounds pretty graphic, and I'm not down with animal abuse.
Okay, but I'm not talking about. Okay, just remove the donkey from the situation. Okay.
Right.
Is this a guy that you would go see in a arena venue for comedy purposes?
Well, I think he's like supposed to be funny, but I've never found him funny the few times that I've seen him. Didn't he do stand up for the president a few years back or something like that? Could have swore he did. Maybe it was recently. Maybe he did it for old Sleepy Joe, for some like dinner thing. I think he was doing stand up.
Wait, did he do the correspondence dinner?
Something like that. And I remember he kind of insulted Joe, but it was all over the news for a minute. Maybe the chat can remember something about that, but that was his flash in the pan of fame recently, and maybe he ticked off the wrong boxes finally, and they were just like, all right, he's got to go. He's starting to look like he might turn.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, Small Time Republic says, has Trevor Noah ever tried? That's what I'm asking. Has anybody ever heard of this dude selling out an arena? Did he do an arena tour?
I don't know, but people pay money for a lot of stupid stuff. So,
well,
nothing surprises me.
Yeah, I think this guy was said, you know what, you're not pulling ratings. We're going to let you bow out gracefully, and you need to announce it.
Didn't he have a bigger fro?
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay any attention to that. I haven't watched this guy in forever because he's just not funny.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to him in a while, but.
Accidental Tourist says it was within 24 hours of Noah's mocking Biden's Joe Biden talks to the dead. Maybe that's it.
I knew it was something like that ticked him off. I thought it was a long time ago though, like at some dinner, but maybe it was recently.
Scipio's like, Trevor Noah's not funny.
No, not at all.
This in Hunch, this is where I am, my friend. This phrasing screams a cancel of contract renewal. Maybe that's another thing that happens. In fact, Disney is famous for doing that.
Well, Comedy Central hasn't even been funny since what, Dave Chappelle? I can't remember the last time.
Outside of the reruns and like the roasts that they used to air. Yeah,
roasts. Yeah, those were good. I think South Park originally started there. But besides that, there hasn't been must-watch TV on Comedy Central in years.
Yeah, and Legion boys are here. We got Newslad in the house. Lots of you guys. Good to see you all. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know who he was prior to the Daily Show. I don't know that anybody did. Hey, Punkwaddle's here. What's up? Good to see you.
Oh,
Ping.
yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
He sold out as a host, though. Yes, he did. Read by nature, indeed. Yeah.
well, don't they all? I mean, isn't that kind of like what they do?
Yeah, he has events on Arena. What is I? I don't know what that means, Dragon Bricks. But okay. Hey, look,
Sounds kinky.
it is. Hey, what's up, Brahma? Good to see you, bud.
Oh,
Good to
nice.
see you. How's it
Look,
going, Snowed Up?
he is dressed better than both of us, Jolly.
No, I'm freezing. I'm in the garage and it's like 40 degrees, so I've just got a jacket on to try to
all
not
right.
shiver on screen.
I still think you're dressed better.
I got some ice, right here. So
Darcipio, I don't think he could sell out a bathroom. Yeah, I don't think so either. Brahma, so yeah, we're now leaning towards the idea that this dude got fired, or
I'm
told
sure
he's
he
not.
got fired.
Yeah, or his hunch suggested maybe didn't get his contract renewed.
Well,
right.
I mean, from the heyday, well, I still consider the best time of that show to be the Craig Kilborn era. But from the time that Jon Stewart took over, it was what, views in the 1 to 2 million, and he's got it down at 300,000.
363.
I mean,
yeah,
he gutted the show by not being funny and by being completely partisan. And yeah, I'm sure they took a look at it and said, we could find somebody better. A lot of people don't really like when somebody from another country is poking into your politics on one of a U.S. based show either. So,
Right.
Oh, you know what? I go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, I when Piers Morgan, as much as I like listening to Piers Morgan at times, I don't particularly like when he pokes his nose into our Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, and
stuff like that.
Yeah, Accidental Tour says something I think is brilliant. Trevor Noah makes Dane Cook look like a comedian.
You know what's funny is people have turned away. They found different sources of their comedic therapy. I, for one, am a fan of like Steven Crowder. You find him on his Mug Club and YouTube and Rumble and all that stuff. And that's what happened. The Comedy Central and these other places that used to try to promote some kind of comedic show, they've been filtered out, and the people that have left have found their own sources of comedic flavor. Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, Abomination AJ's out there. Good to see it. No, it's just I thought Jon Stewart was kind of amusing. I really did enjoy him, and you're right. I guess it was Kilborn that launched the show. I forgot.
Yeah, Kilborn was the first, and I thought he was the best because it wasn't really a political show at that point. It was a daily show.
Yeah, it was, and he did a lot of stuff, and I like Talk Soup with that goofy guy.
John Hintz or something like that.
I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, that was funny in the old days, but
it was briefly good. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, then the guy from Community took over.
Okay, so Jason's showing off food. Okay, I'm going to share this because he sent me a meanie picture.
Just don't show me pizza with pineapple on it.
No. This is
disgusting.
See if I can share this. Oh, there it is. Here you go. There you go.
Is that a human heart?
No.
Oh.
I think that's about to be jerky.
It almost looks like burnt ends, but
I thought he took a screenshot of the new Dahmer series on Netflix. That's really good, by the way. Are we going to talk about that tonight?
Oh my. Okay, so wait, let's do a roundabout talk about it. Why is a particular group of human beings freaking out about the fact that a material fact about this guy's life and lifestyle is in a show and it's being labeled properly and they lose their mind?
Yeah.
That one's going to be fun to dance around, but they like taking over other historical people and attributing those factors to people that weren't necessarily that. But then at the same time, they do not like when a bad person was definitely that. Is that a political enough way to say it?
You did that really well, and it's very, very odd that we want people to be reflected as what they are in modern society. I mean, I don't care, but apparently we have to like do that for some people at the moment. I think that'll probably change at some point here in the future, but why?
Well, the pushback was from the communita when it was recommended in the gay section of Netflix.
Yeah,
right.
That's just weird. Right. Hey, Free Speech Gaming. Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, here's a fun fact. Returning to the previous subject, Noah was 5th on the list to host the show at the time. Other people had turned it down. Good Lord. Okay, yeah. That's good news. Wow.
I actually turned it down. Yep.
Well, I can believe that. You got good taste, man.
Right.
You pick your spots.
Well, it was just a couple weeks ago that they were trying to say that Joan of Arc was, one of the alphabet people.
Yeah, that is.
They try to, take heroes and kind of take them, but they definitely don't want, what is traditionally seen as a villain, a serial killer. They don't want that being representation. But and they definitely don't want it to be labeled that on Netflix when those that whole section is supposed to be in celebration of people of the alphabet variety.
But I mean, you can celebrate, but it's like there's good and bad in every group of whatever. I mean, the minute you start making groups of people, you're gonna have good and bad within that group. It's just the way it works.
Correct.
Well, that kind of exposes them though, because they complain about everything. So even the little bit of pushback that they might get in something as just trivial as putting Dahmer in their category gives them enough ammunition to freak out and do a little charade parade on Twitter sphere. I honestly feel like it does nothing more than expose them, and I hope more stuff like this comes out, that we can watch and enjoy. And hey, you got to see the dark side of that lifestyle. If you really want to talk about it.
But it doesn't reflect the lifestyle at all. It just reflects that particular person. Like you said,
in that side of it, there's
right.
The gay clubs and the bathhouses, stuff like that.
Right, but then you have people again that I'm personally familiar with, family members that had lifelong relationships with the same partner, longer than most people would nowadays because of the rampant pursuit of divorce. I think
there was one character in there, a deaf guy by the name of Tony. I don't know how true the story it was, but his whole episode was about him wanting a relationship. He wasn't trying to be a hoe bag, so to speak, like most of Dahmer's victims. So it just goes to show that there was wholesome parts of this show where you really related to these characters, even though they may have been a homosexual. So I don't understand what the pushback is. I don't understand what the freak out is.
And again, I mean, I get it. And I think a lot of it speaks to what Brahma was just saying, that this particular situation puts it in a category where it's aligning with a celebratory thing and celebration.
Right. Yeah. They just look at the bad.
It's supposed to be pride. That's not necessarily what they're wanting to be proud of.
They just want to be celebrated on all ends, and nothing, no negative pushback.
And again, I mean, I don't demonize groups, right? That's just not the way it works. Outside of like damaging, dangerous, and destructive death things, like particular isms that are out there in the world. I just don't. There's no reason to go after an entire group. I don't accept that. What I accept is going after an individual. But the facts are the facts. We can't turn our eyes away from material facts. And I think that we're going to have to fight this, guys. I mean, not even this specific issue, but we're going to have to push back and fight for truth. I think that's the only way that this works. It's what will keep us having conversations that are uncomfortable, that are full of mostly free speech, although we can't be completely free here because I can't say certain words. I mean, somebody in the chat outlined a word I can't say on YouTube without.
That's the truly evil thing about intersectionality, though. It is compartmentalizing people into groups, and then you can start throwing stones at whichever group,
Well, that's dumb, though.
Doesn't matter about your glass house.
I'm not a fan.
That's where we're pushing, and that's where it needs to be fought back.
And Eldritch Lord Haster is correct. I don't have any time for this, right? So I mean, there are opportunities for drama around every corner. You can go find it. You can create it for yourself. You can be slighted. You can feel like you were slighted, and you can react. Why? Like in a fleeting moment. That's what all of this is. It's fleeting moments. Nothing stays in the zeitgeist now longer than a 7-day news cycle. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's true with film now, which is a real shame. I don't know. Do you guys disagree? Think that's wrong? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, certain things stick around for a little bit longer. Like,
Not much.
Gina Carano still is going to be canceled, whether or not it's been past 7 days. I mean, it may not stay in the news cycle, but the repercussions of it can. I guess.
And
is
it
what
continues,
I'm getting at.
and it continues to get that continues to grow.
Correct.
And it did really derail an entirely planned
show
spinoff, multiple shows. Yeah,
it derailed the Mandalorian and the spinoff.
It really screwed it up.
Yeah,
but
well,
it may not be in the zeitgeist more than 7 days, but the repercussions of it can be very long lasting.
Well, and again,
well,
go ahead.
The telltale sign there is going to be with the next season here, Mandalorian season 3, because there was a plague of Disney Plus, unsubscribed when that happened, so it may not get the ratings like it's used to getting. Mm-hmm.
I think that's true. Yeah, I can't turn Brahma up anymore.
Is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you a little better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but this is the problem. I think Jerry nails it. Films that have been coming out today, they're preaching to you. There's an example of them all over the place. Whether it's with an alternative history approach, through various forms of virtue signaling and all those things. And look, intersectionality, like you just said, Brahma, was some of the problems here. And Gary talks about it on his channel in regards to Rings of Power. In fact, he brought it up like 3 times in today's video on the latest episode of Rings of Power. Mm-hmm. And I look at it and I'm like, you're not reaching anybody anymore because you're being ignored. Because even if you had an argument that was based in fact and actually reflected, the thing that you claim to pursue, which is justice, nobody's listening to you anymore. You're an evangelical preacher in a tent with 4 people in front of you. That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Jerry's right too on his next statement that the other countries aren't putting up with it. This is basically an American phenomenon. The other countries are looking at us going, "You guys are batshit crazy."
Well,
what
it's
are you doing?
It's a Western phenomenon because it's happening, Canada, Europe.
Yes, yeah. Well, maybe North American then, because there's many European countries that are looking at everything we're doing with certain blockers and doing certain treatments that they're looking at us saying, "That's absolutely insane. We're not following you guys down there."
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that the minute we start to lose global culture, global cultural influence, which I would say we've already begun to lose, you then diminish everything across the board. Again, dominant cultures don't usually last that long. Our pop culture really started to take root in the 50s, and from that point forward, progressed like crazy. Our global influence. I mean, there's a whole video game that is based. One aspect of the game is based on the cultural influence you have over other civilizations. Right? The game Civilization actually had that built in. You could have a cultural victory because your cultural dominated the world. They adapted the way you dress, the type of music, your politics, the style of civility that you had towards one another, right?
And that's important because empires crumble from within, and that's the culture that crumbles. We're seeing the culture crumble, and that is when empires lose their sway over things. And while we may not be an empire, technically, we are number one. We're running the show for the most part.
In many areas. But
so
You're right, but there are other countries that are far more advanced in cultural areas than we are, and that's just it. There is always a shift. I think. Wow, goodness, I hope you're all right. There's always a
Sorry
shift.
about
No, it's fine. There's always a shift that happens globally with cultural influence. The weird thing is that this is coming from the inside. This is rotting the apple, the banana, whatever you want to call it, from the inside, right? And they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, we crumble from within. When a country gets so comfortable that all we can worry about is the social issues, and we've got no real threats from the outside, you're going to take yourself down because you're going to divide your people to the point that you're no longer a civilization, you're no longer a culture, and that's when things start falling in on themselves.
Okay, and this is something I'm going to start calling it a cultural crime, right? We take somebody else's culture for entertainment purposes and pervert it beyond recognition. That recently happened. You guys are probably like looking at me like I'm a crazy person. What are you talking about?
Well, there's a few things I can think of, but what specifically are you talking about?
This film, The Woman King, it just came out.
Oh, yeah.
And while acting performances in this have been praised, the acknowledgement has to be that this particular film is historical perversion.
Yeah, it's an absolute work of fiction for the most part.
It is. And it much like a person of color being Anne Boleyn or any of these other things that have been foisted upon us, for lack of a better descriptive, and this particular film, first of all, it's having more influence than I anticipated, but it's not having the cultural influence that I think they would have hoped. Global box office for this film is $50 million so far. It's been in the box office for 3 weekends with diminishing returns.
Yeah, word of mouth is getting out there that it's just not that good. I think some people just went and saw it just because they were curious as to what it was. And they didn't because there's not much out in the theaters right now.
That's true, but they probably didn't want to get called racist either.
Well, yeah, that's what happened with Black Panther to a large degree.
Well, I don't think...
didn't go see it, it was like, oh, it's because you're, the isms and the ists.
But I don't think we're going to see the Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. I don't think that's going to hit $1 billion.
No, the next Black Panther won't hit the numbers the original one did because it doesn't have Black Panther. It's a totally different movie. Even though it's trying to base itself around the characters that were involved with Black Panther, it's not showcasing him. Now, if they're going to do the gender swap, new Black Pantherette or whatever they're planning to do with this next movie, that could be a real kick in the you-know-what to everybody because we're getting real burned out on seeing the female gender swap thing happening. It just happened with Thor. We're seeing it happen with Iron Man. Marvel is going on a plague of getting rid of their male characters and swapping them out for female. She-Hulk, the list goes on.
Did you guys see any of the Ant-Man stuff?
But when it leaked?
Yes.
I saw enough of it to know that movie's not for me.
Oh, no.
Really?
Let me guess. It's a Wasp movie and Ant-Man dies or something?
Well, it's a trailer. That's not shown there. It just is very...
It looks dark for an Ant-Man movie. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I think I'm done with comic book films. That's insane for me to say, at least for the time being.
Right.
And again, this film, okay, we'll go back to The Woman King.
Mm-hmm.
This film cost them $50 million to make. So the production budget, they finally met in the third weekend as it's falling off a cliff, interest wise. And if you guys are wondering how influential inflation is, this is the box office adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, typically that number's going up
the other way
from the old numbers, not having to go down because it has to be reset back downwards from actual inflation today.
But Glenzer says Hollywood takes our own culture and perverts it beyond recognition. That's true. That is true. Oh, thank you for promoting Mad Barber. Appreciate that. I wish. You know what? I wish Mad was here right now. He's busy though.
Yeah, we'll talk to Matt in a little bit.
He's busy. He's busy. It seems like the rest of the world doesn't give a flip about it. Maybe they don't like history being rewritten. At the same time, I don't think it's been released as globally as they had originally planned. I think they're going to have a delay on it, and it really doesn't. This film doesn't have legs, and this is the thing that irritates me the most. Core member hits it right here. Viola said, if we don't buy tickets to see The Woman King, it would be the end of black female leads. LOL. Black Panther 2 will be all black female leads. Yeah, it was a dumb statement.
Yeah, it's the same as every election is the most important election.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, but at the same time, there's always going to be another election. But there is another thing on the previous comment. It could also be that the rest of the world, or a good chunk of it, actually knows the actual history. Whereas in America, we're not really taught the actual history. We're taught the bastardized version of it. So they may not want to see it because they know that it's an absolute, perversion of history. Whereas there's a good chunk of this country that couldn't answer you questions about anything that happened anywhere else in the world at any point.
Actually, Forbidden Ruin, the break even for this film is probably closer to 135 million at this point.
With the marketing.
Yeah, by the time you get marketing and the rental fees and everything cleared through, plus some additional pass-through distribution costs, because of this was a studio that doesn't have the kind of distribution that like Buena Vista does for Disney or any of these other things. It's Sony.
Another big problem is they're not making money on the back end with DVD and Blu-ray sales anymore
because of the streaming.
Yeah, that whole trend has pretty much died out. So that's why a lot of these movies that are being made are political woke.
This one's already been sold to for a streaming run. So I anticipate that it'll be all right. Sony's doesn't have a streaming service, right? Because they killed off all their streaming service. I mean, I think they still have like Crackle or something. They own something, but it's not of any.
Not where you're gonna put movies.
Yeah. So, but this is already sold to another entity. So, yeah. I think Shuri's Black Panther happened in the comics. I think it did too.
I didn't read Black Panther, but I probably guess that happened recently. Yeah, that not like back in the original.
And that's the thing we actually predicted, right? That
I see anything happen in the last 20 years of comics, I don't look at it as, substantial. Usually,
well, comics started to get corrupted a while ago. But you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much the early 2000s. It started getting weird.
Yeah, I didn't like the film either, Darcipio. It was bad. Ant-Man and Wasp, no bueno. Yeah.
I do like Paul Rudd, though.
No, me too. And
I liked him as Ant-Man.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Has that guy aged since he was in Friends?
Huh?
No.
Yeah, well,
oh,
money
boy.
and
oh,
money
wow.
and a good I don't know what home doctor, home chef, or whatever. Whoa!
My doppelganger is here.
I'm a little creeped out by that.
I can guarantee I know who that is.
That's a little creepy.
Paul Rudd doesn't age, and he does the same gimmick. Well, Conan's gone, but I used to love the Conan gimmick. Every time he was doing promotion for a movie, he would do the Mac and Me scene.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Wow, Grant, that was very doppelgangery of you.
No, it wasn't me. Look at my name. It says not doppelganger.
Not
So
doppelganger.
it wasn't me.
Okay, it wasn't. That was pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what the green screen wall is around me, and so that was kind of neat. You gave him a shot of that. That was cool. Yeah. Man,
howdy, Grant.
Good to see
Hey,
you.
everyone.
Michael T's like 30 minutes into Woman King. Wait a minute, this is bull stuff. Yeah.
Somebody had said, it may have been Darth, about The Gladiator being a full work of fiction other than a few people that actually existed. It's not the Gladiator wasn't marketed as a realistic, story.
Based,
It was
based on historical events.
no, it just happened to pull some characters and some scenery from actual history,
Well,
like the Colosseum.
It's not like movies that have claimed to be accurate that weren't accurate, that haven't been lambasted in the past. Like, I mean, look at Braveheart. When everyone's like, it was a good film, but it's nowhere near anything close to being accurate.
Well, and sci-fi TV, sci-fi for me TV says the right thing, and this is something we've talked about a couple of times now. Armor Wars moving to a movie instead of a series is telling.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can actually spend a bit of time on the CG, because if they're going to keep doing the same She-Hulk level of CG for the iron suits, it's going to be terrible.
Well, and also consider this, Grant. If Blade comes off the board, which it is probably, they got a hole to fill.
But they have a lot of assets already for the iron suits, right? It's not like doing She-Hulk from scratch. I mean, that's why Hulk looks a hell of a lot better in the show than She-Hulk does, right?
Well,
they're not devoting time to making She-Hulk look good, but they are reusing Banner assets, right?
Well, that's true, but they also have. See, this is where I'm gonna point out that they're going to be using She-Hulk in multiple Marvel films coming up. So they should have just spent the money on those assets if they didn't.
And I don't know how that's going to work because she's not a character.
Not yet.
This show is not going to give you a character. There's nothing going on in this show. It's literally just her being on dating apps.
You have two more episodes to try to get something out of whatever this was.
Most of the people that are still watching She-Hulk,
Hi, Grant.
Hi, Grant.
Hi, Grant.
A good chunk of them are people that are morbidly curious on what's going to happen to Daredevil. And we haven't seen him since Netflix and Spider-Man, so we haven't actually seen him on the Disney.
Oh, you're gonna get the junk version of his suit, and you're gonna get I bow to all your greatness, She-Hulk.
And why is he being introduced in a She-Hulk comedy, girls, Sex in the City type show? That's
because this show can't survive without the cameos.
It can't.
It has to have a cameo a week, or it's absolutely horrible anyway. But episodes without Wong, I mean, we go to a wedding. I mean, there's nothing there. And even they say it during the show. Here's our cameo for the week. You better enjoy it because, I mean, that's all we got. We don't have writing. We don't have courtroom scenes. What are we writing?
Everybody loves Wong.
Yeah, we're writing. It's the writers writing themselves into the show in a way that, who was it? Somebody on Twitter that we all follow. I think it may have been Melanie Mack or somebody like that. Was like, women aren't actually like this. This is them projecting things onto themselves from their own historical or their own experiences.
She destroyed it from the point of narcissism, right? That was her take.
Exactly.
Yeah, she did a great job on that video. Let me tell you, she's brilliant. Plus, she has some nice firearms. Let me tell you.
I stopped covering She-Hulk, I think, after the Swipe Tinder episode, but I am waiting for the Daredevil episode because then after that I'm going to do my final tear into it. But I can't do it week to week anymore because it's just so horrible.
Neither can the boss, dude. We were doing review episodes for the channel.
Like that was 3.
Yeah, we got. She's like,
tap out. I'm with the boss.
Like, you got to finish this. And she's like, I tell you what, when the show finishes, I'll watch them all. We'll do a final recap review. And I said, that's fair.
Yeah, that's almost one where it's like, this is so bad, we need to take episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, or however many they're going. Is it just 10 on this one?
I watched the first episode.
But do it in quarters.
Getting teased. Well, I was teased with the Hulk, and even though I cannot stand that actor, I still like the Hulk character. He was one of my favorite comic book heroes as a kid growing up. So I have a partial endearment to that character, just like Spider-Man is another one. So I root for those characters. I love seeing those characters, even though this isn't the best form of him. And then they took that away too. They throw him in as a cameo in the very first one, when he should technically be with her every step of the way through this whole series, guiding her in the Hulk, lifestyle, so to speak. But he's not. He just dips out. They don't even do phone calls anymore. Like, there's no cameos.
Well,
So
he
couldn't afford
blasted
him, I
off
guess.
into space, remember?
Oh, that's right. God damn
He's
it.
on his way to Planet Hulk.
Yeah, stupid.
Speaking of that actor, though, I don't want to keep changing subjects, but speaking of that actor, did you guys see that Now You See Me 3, I think, was announced?
Yeah.
I actually liked the first two. I thought they were fun.
I thought the first one was good. The second one had too much derivative. I don't really hold out high hopes for the third, and plus they lost my favorite female actress.
Isla Fisher.
Is magic real in that universe?
Yeah.
Magic, legitimately, actual, proper, real-world magic exists.
I believe that's the point of the eye. Yeah. Is that it's an actual magic secret society.
Speaking about the point of the eye, I did not think that Jacob would be joining us this evening, and yet here he is. What's going on?
I guess he got his stuff done, huh?
Yeah, I just got it done with about 5 minutes left to go on the clock. So I decided to do a quick little drive-by and say hey to you guys this weekend while I had the chance.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I've been playing a lot of catch up. If you guys been following my Society reviews, I've put out a ton of content just today alone. So I've been very, very busy with a whole bunch of stories and reviews that I should have done maybe a couple of weeks earlier that I just put up today. So yeah, it's been a pretty busy time for me here.
Oh, your review of The Bros was brutal and fantastic. Everybody should go read it.
And not only that, it's part of a review that or a part of a video I'm doing tomorrow. I'm including his review because there is no way I'm going to watch that film.
Oh yeah, that review that's up there. All I can say is that's me holding back. So there's a few lines in there that
I could have gone a little harder. Everyone says that you're now a white supremacist because you did a bad review.
I don't know. I don't want Letterboxd. I'm getting a bunch of crap for it right now, which is not surprising. It's Letterboxd. So, I mean, they're all simping for this movie over there. But yeah, I'm getting a bunch of weirdos where I was like, "Oh, you're just a homophobe. Just say you hate gay people because you don't like this movie that nobody watched." It's like, oh, okay.
Well, everybody then is the case because, again, I pointed this out. I think Friday morning on the 6 Minute Daily, it made $500,000 in previews. I have not seen a film do that little. I can't even. When was the last time a film did that little that was released as a major studio flick?
Yeah, because it's in 220 theaters, something like that. I mean, it's not
2,700. I think
2,700.
I think it was like 3,100, even more than that.
I think that was its Friday number. I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Well, while you're bringing this up, I'm so glad you actually brought up Letterboxd here because apparently they just removed my review for that film that I uploaded on there. So I just saw someone within the last couple of hours here removed my review entirely, which pretty much means that I'm gonna go back and post the same review I just put up there and see how that goes again.
Yeah, Chris Gore didn't care for it either.
Letterboxd.
Randall's saying
This is. Do you guys remember? I don't know if all of you were watching, but we were talking. Lofty came in to a Midnight's Edge in the morning stream, right? Lofty, not
Lofty
the
Pixels.
Yeah, and he was trying. I don't remember what it was, but dude's like, no, it's Letterboxd or some other freaking boutique, site like that does reviews. He's like, I trust that more than I trust Rotten Tomatoes, of course, IMDb, Metacritic, etc. And I'm like going. Just because it's all slanted in one direction, bro. But
I've had issues with Letterboxd in the past. About 3 or 4 years ago, I actually got banned temporarily from them because I posted a negative review of a movie. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, called Queen and Slim, which I pretty much destroyed as like a sad excuse for a romantic movie. But because it had a lot of Black Lives Matters undertones, you weren't allowed to say anything bad about that movie. So I got banned temporarily. And then after Christian Toto and a few other outlets noticed that I got banned, they reinstated my account by trying to say like, oh, well, it was just one big misunderstanding, which we all know is a bunch of BS. And then I had a second run-in with them a couple of years ago over the film Unpregnant, which was their pro-abortion movie that was on HBO Max. I had 3 reviews. No, I took the same review and I uploaded it 3 times. And each time they deleted it from the website. So apparently I wasn't allowed to put a negative review on that film either. So
Was that the one where they make the 2 friends make the road trip to another state to get?
to get an abortion.
Yeah. Basically foreshadowing what's going to be occurring going forward for some humans. But look, this is the film right here, guys. And again, this will be part of the video that we're going to do tomorrow. That Grant's going to edit after I record it after this show. And Grant's like going, okay. But anyway, Grant's like, what am I doing?
Well, this is what I don't get. Like, the marketing is all wrong. It's called Bros. It's got 2 guys touching each other's ass. Why would anyone assume it's anything to do with homosexuality? That's just the guys being guys. That's how they lure us in. Disgusting.
Well, anyway, it made $4.8 million, so under $5 million at least confirmed so far. It's been the maximum theaters. It opened in 3350, so you're right there. But I thought it only when it went to preview, it only. We'll double check. The budget for this was not listed.
From what I saw, it was $22 million for the budget for this film.
All right, so it might get close to breaking even. But
anyway,
I mean,
if it's only made 4 so far,
right, 2,700. So it previewed at 2,700 theaters. It made $500,000. That's $185 a theater, kids. $185. That's 14 people per theater that went to see this on average.
Oof. Yep. Yeah, now Billy Eichner's on Twitter right now trying to blame straight people for not going to watch his movie.
And that's also going to be in tomorrow's video. That's I was like, are you kidding me?
Well, and that's kind of what Chris Gore said was it's not gay enough for the gay crowd, and it's not, and it's way too gay for the straight crowd. So who is it actually made for? I mean, that was his take on it. But Jacob had a completely different problem with it from his review, which is
you got to read that honestly. I mean, Jacob did a great job in his review, and I'm going to actually take a couple excerpts from his review and read them in the video. I'm almost done with the script or my outline anyway. Yeah, and I look. Bros is only one thing, right? And again, I don't want to. I don't want anybody to think that I have any problem with films that feature these themes. I don't care, right? It's if you read Jacob's review, you'll understand what people's lack of interest is based on. Yeah. It's just because it isn't indicative of that community's experience, at least not from the people that I know. It's very, very strange. It's very, very strange, and it's frustrating. So, and there's Tom. He has a link. He's, of course, not joining us, but he's probably sleeping or editing a video, probably.
No, and Tom, it's probably all 3.
Well, that's true. Actually, Tom can be on a stream, edit a video, and sleep all at the same time.
All at the same time.
All doing karaoke.
Toro, I can't say this, but that's funny.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We have to be able to laugh at ourselves, right? And we have to be willing to poke fun at each other, or else life doesn't work.
Or else we end up like them.
Yeah, a lot of times, like some of the best streams I'm on are where I'm just getting destroyed, right? And that happens. I mean,
it's every Monday and Thursday.
That's true. On every Midnight's Edge After Dark stream, and pretty much everywhere I am, right? Even I can have a solo show on a Friday and I just get roasted, right? So there you go. But, no, I love it. Yeah, TC Burton. That's every stream culture. That's right. True story. I
love the avatar TC.
I know. He's killing it. There's a shirt out there. You can get that T-shirt. I forget who's making that shirt right now, but I think it's Crowder, but I could be wrong. Somebody, some of our
seems like something they would do. Yeah.
He likes his merch.
All I have to say is this. I don't think I've seen a film pull $5 million in a major studio release in forever.
No.
Amblin just dropped that like art house pick, right? Who distributed that?
God, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's like with old actors, people. What the hell is it called? Oh, that's gonna bother me.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it too. So
you should remember.
But I was gonna say this because it's funny because we just talked about Elizabeth Banks' comments about the whole Charlie's Angels failure from 3 years ago, and that was a film that, despite all the marketing and everything going into it, I think they only did like $8 million for their first weekend, so that was a pretty big bomb at the time. That was right before COVID too, so they couldn't even blame the pandemic for it. But all of these people, like, we just had one of the worst box office months in at least a generation. Here, because there's no movies out there that anyone wants to go see. The last 3 weekends was The Woman King, Don't Worry Darling, and now Bros. And because of that, we now have our lowest box office output in about 25 years. Because who wants to go out of their house and spend all that money to watch those type of movies?
Well, you're right, Jacob, but we're only going to have 70 some on the slate for 2023. 70 films total, folks. 70.
Yep, that's bad times. That's bad times ahead.
Well,
that's 1.21 films a week.
That's the pandemic drought, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's Tom and I have been talking about it for a while, and the freaking trade papers caught up like 3 weeks ago, and it's not it. And here's the problem: we had a bunch of dead films that came out, right? This Bros is one of them. I mean, you have a bunch of dead films that were either greenlit slightly before the global crisis or greenlit during the global crisis, and they've been written probably well before that. So these scripts are dead. Nobody wants these films. They're not culturally relevant anymore. We are 4 to 7 years beyond when these things were being put together.
Right.
Nobody's interested in your political take, your lecturing anymore. But TZ Burton for $2 says this is from Rebel News. That's right. You can get that T-shirt from Rebel News. That's right. I knew it was from some major outlet.
Cool. I like it.
And Mr. Tickle Trunk shoots a super chat as well. Thank you for starring that, Mr. Greg Gregory. For a Canadian, $10 says, I watched The Single Man in 2009 with a GF artsy fartsy movie about homosexual men in the 50s. Cool. We loved it. $7 million budget, $25 million box office, music and cinematography, 10 of 10. But if done today, it would be crap. I agree with you. Look, the best film I have seen Robin Williams in. Okay, I can't say that. One of the best films I've seen Robin Williams in is Birdcage. Yeah, you almost can't find a better film. I mean, it is from A to Z, or as the Brits would say, from A to Z. Right, or I guess maybe Graham would probably say that too. It is a quality film. So yeah, I mean, I might go see this, and I like art house stuff. I'm used to watching things with subtitles. I know a lot of Americans just they don't want to try to figure out if it's not in English, I'm not going to watch it. Well, that's dumb because there's a lot of good cinema out there that you're missing, like
especially Hollywood sort of stuff with the big lackluster stuff that's coming up the next year. They're probably going to have Bahubali like episode or movie number 8 come out in that year because it takes them 2 months to film something and get it out. So like, if there's any time for international cinema to take over, it's now.
Wow. I love the movie Philadelphia. Tom Hanks' portrayal of that character was amazing, and it's definitely one of the. Didn't he win an Academy Award for that one? I think he got Best Actor on that one. But those are one of those movies where you don't think about the sexual preference; you think about the character.
Sorry. No, you're right. I mean, look, there's a lot of culturally relevant films that featured gay themes. Sorry, they just weren't made in the modern era. And when I say modern era, I mean since 2014.
Can I just get like a movie where like people like fight like tigers and lions with their bare hands and like stuff like that? Some crazy like off the wall type of movie.
RRR. That's your film.
Like, can I go to the movie theater without being politically lectured too? I mean, at least if you're going to do a lecture, can you keep it under 2 hours? I think every single film I just mentioned, Woman King, Don't Worry Darling, and Bro, are all over 2 hours long. It's like, They should have just pistols like next to your seat at the theater, so you can just like give up halfway in.
Oh. Yeah.
I did see something I liked yesterday. I know it's a little bit past, but I thought Bullet Train was great.
It was a great film.
I watched Bullet Train last night, and I watched The Munsters. Bullet Train was great. The Munsters was one of the most forgettable movies I have ever seen in my life.
Can we do like a change dog or something? Can we make sure that Rob Zombie gets rid of sobriety? It's not working for him. If this is what he's producing.
Well, it's not working for us. I mean,
it's working for him. It's not working for anybody that has to watch what he produces.
He wanted to do something that wasn't a traditional horror film, and this was the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie he does his movies like he does his music. Once in a while, you're going to get a couple classics, but most of the stuff he puts out is garbage.
And it's all going to include his wife in some way.
Obviously, yes.
Well, I mean,
but Bullet Train was awesome. I really enjoyed it. So since I know you like talking about things you enjoy on this channel every now and then, Culture, I figured I'd bring it up. Not everything was bad. Bullet Train was fun.
What's your favorite movie involving a train?
Snowpiercer.
Okay, yeah.
I agree. That's a good one.
I quite like that one. Train to Busan is probably mine.
Winter Soldier.
Wait, wouldn't the one involving the train be the one before that one, though?
Is it? Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. The First Avenger.
First Avenger.
First Avenger, yeah.
I mean, it had a train. I mean, Bullet Train, Snowpiercer are actually train movies.
Train to Busan. It's in the
what's the mystery one that's been redone 2,000
Orient
times?
Express.
Orient Express.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would call a train movie.
Look, okay, here's
Bradley Cooper and Midnight Meat Train. I mean, that's a train movie.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Or Pelham 123. Yeah.
That's basically
it's a subway, I think, right?
Clive Barker story.
Yeah. Well, that's a train. What about here's a film they need to make: Snakes on a Train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did with Bullet Train.
That's true. That is true. Well done. Yeah, with the viper snake thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Was that a boom slang? What was it called?
Boom slang, I believe, and that's also what one of the characters used as a method.
Well, I will say this: I can't put over Bullet Train as positively as you guys, but one movie I did see fairly recently, which I believe is still in theaters right now, which is actually really good. It's a film called Pearl. Has anyone seen this one yet?
That's a horror film, yeah.
It's a horror film with Mia Goth, who I wasn't a big fan of going into this one, but I think she might have won me over with this film. It's essentially it's a prequel to another movie that came out earlier this year called X, about a girl growing up in like World War II times in Texas, and it's very, very twisted. It's very, very bloody. So if you're into that type of stuff, this is definitely the film for you. But it's a very, very good performance. I want to say it's borderline character study, but it's a very, very solid movie.
So did Ty direct? What's his name? Ty West. Did he direct this one as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
and then I was going to say I want to say that Mia Goth co-wrote this film as well.
Really?
Yeah, she did co-write this film. It was Ty West who directed as well.
What else is she? The name's familiar, but I can't picture the face.
The first one of this one was called X, but that one came out earlier this year. And
I've seen X, but would you say Mia Goth? Was it?
Yeah.
What else has she been? I know the name, I just can't picture the face.
The only other movie I had seen her in before this one, there was a really awful movie years ago called A Cure for Wellness. That's the only thing that I recognized her in.
Dane DeHaan in it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
So you didn't like Bullet Train, Jacob?
Nah, I think it lost me towards the end. It was just a little too goofy.
Do you like Snatch and Lock, Stock?
Yeah, and I think at one point I actually made the comment that it was trying to be like a Guy Ritchie type film, but they were just really bad at it.
It was similar in where they tried to have tie-ins and stuff. That's part of what I liked about it. Yes, it got a little goofy, but I thought for what we're getting, it was a pretty fun little movie.
I just thought the pacing was way off for me. That was my issue.
Speaking of the pacing being off, Michael T has joined us. What's going on, man?
Weird in the middle of the conversation as usual.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's good to see you, man. Hey,
Nice
you
to
look
meet
like you're out. It looks like you're out in the high desert.
Indeed.
All right. Well, good to see you, man. Thanks
This is
for
the base
joining
of
us.
operations right here. This is where they can't find you.
That's right, in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
In the sun.
That desert has a weird echo to it. That's crazy. Blowing my mind.
It's like listening to a seashell.
Well,
I'm
speaking
wearing
real quickly,
earbuds. What's going on?
Glinzer shot us a $5 super chat out here. It says local comic shops to theaters. They got us. They'll get you.
True.
Wow. Well said. Speaking of well said, so one of the things Michael T knows is comics, and or at least he likes to tell people that.
I tell people that, yes.
Yeah. You said you wanted to give us insight.
Well, you guys had you were talking about like whether or not Shuri had been playing Black Panther, things like that, and yeah, she did have a run for about 5 years in the comics, starting in like 2009.
Right.
And here's the thing with Marvel Studios and what they're doing under Disney right now is they are just rocketing through whatever 60, 70, 80 years of history actually exists in the comic in order to, as quickly as possible, run up into the storylines that have been going on since the late 2000 odds. Ever since the great big, woke takeover of the art studios and the artists and things like that. It's very easily being equated to it is just a freight train of upward failure. Like, we don't care if you're a talented artist, we don't care if you're a talented writer, and if you take a look at the quality of the comics that are coming out right now, you can certainly see that it is about the messaging and has been for a while within the comics. That's the whole point of the comics game movement, is because they got tired of that, flipped over, started making their own stuff, and people are losing their minds that you can do that.
Yep.
So basically, you're saying the MCU established everything with the legacy characters, decided to skip 50 years of good stories just to get to the woke crap as quickly as possible.
There we go. It's all about the message.
Well, and it's
the message.
I'm tired of the message. I think everybody's pretty much effing tired of the message.
I think we're all drowning in the message.
Mr. Tickletron says for a Canadian $2 that GF equals girlfriend. You boomer. All right, sorry, bro. Thanks.
I'd like to add on to what Michael T is saying here is that because I love the Marvel comics and I read a lot of them back in the 90s, and most of the characters that that time frame that he's talking about are being completely skipped over. There is so many amazing Marvel characters and comic books that came out in the 80s, the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, before the woke agenda started infiltrating those comics. And he's right, they're getting skipped over. So we're not only missing out on storyline, but we're missing out on great characters as well. And that's what's really sad about it. And most of them, of course, are toxic, male, or in other words, not woke, and not with their agenda. So these are characters we'll never see on screen. Like my favorite character, Death Said 2. I'll never see a movie about him, even though he was very relevant back in the 90s and an awesome character. But I'll never see him on film. Too toxic.
Yeah, Kurl's like, who is this? I'm like, this is Michael T. He knows a lot of things. He actually competes with Tom at trivia.
Tom smoked me the one time we went head to head. I'll give him that.
Well, yeah, he even used the CultureCasino rule to get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tom smokes everybody.
And real quick, that was the other thing I forgot to mention about the whole Ant-Man leaks and stuff like that. Like their only play now going in for like the next 3 years is to try to hype up like Kang to be like this Thanos level threat for the MCU. And I'm just at the point where it's like, look, I can't even be arsed to like give it two shits about this whole thing going into it. It's like, yeah, okay, he's a new villain of the week. You've already announced that the Avengers movie afterwards is probably going to have nothing to do with him, so why should I care for the next 3 years that oh no, he's going to possibly kill Ant-Man? It's like, oh, that sounds exciting.
Well, and the movies have been making these kind of mistakes the entire run. I mean, just take a look back at your early X-Men stuff. They went from X1 to X2. X1 and X2, fantastic films. I secretly do enjoy X3, but I'll tell you what, they blew right through Phoenix to get straight to Dark Phoenix, and then the later versions of it turned around and did it right again. Or just did it again. Yeah. We don't give a shit about Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Well, but coincidentally, you just brought that up, right? All the X-Men films, right? Mm-hmm. So, do you guys know who Ryan George is?
Yeah.
He does the pitch meeting videos, right? He used to leave it Screen Rant. Now he's got his own jam, right? Yeah. Anyway, he released a video that was just all of those. all of his pitch meetings of all the X-Men films.
Yeah, the
that
extended.
made me laugh today. I was literally rolling, knowing
That
full
dude
well
can be
they're
very
about to
funny.
knowing full well they're about to destroy X-Men completely here in like 3 films.
Absolutely. And they're going to do it piecemeal with cameos in other movies.
And the thing is,
This is fluid.
even if Ant-Man dies, who cares at this point? Because they've already introduced so much multiverse that it's like, okay, well, there's 10 billion more of him.
We'll go get
It
another
doesn't
one.
mean there is no character death that means crap anymore.
Well, not only that,
ahead.
they've also this whole multiverse crap is very clear that they're just using it as an excuse now to be like, oh yeah, well we don't have to follow the comic book canon anymore because we have the multiverse. So there's just going to be different versions of all these superheroes all across the multiverse.
Well,
so stop complaining that it's not in tow what was written before.
The only canon they even gave it a slight crap about was all new or different, and it's the worst possible run ever.
Yeah.
But that was the problem.
But Jacob, also in Doctor Strange 2, then they make the MCU the Earth 616.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that screwed a lot of things up.
If they were going to really go that way and say we can do whatever we want, why not change the Earth designation number for the MCU then? Just trying to take over the history and the legacy.
That's the big problem. Like Mysterio even said in Spider-Man that's the Earth 616. How did he know?
But Mysterio was supposed to be a joke.
That's what I'm saying.
That was supposed to be an Easter egg, but they decided to actually go with it in Doctor Strange 2. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because then they actually designated it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Snowdub's going crazy. Look, it's like show and tell right now.
I'm just showing off my favorite character. This is the only actual toy I've ever found of him.
Of Deathhead?
He didn't have many. He didn't have many released.
No, but this was awesome. This comic in particular was his first comic of his actual run. The other one I showed you was his 4-part series. But in this comic in particular, he mops the floor with the entire X-Men. As you can see, he's got Rogue here in his hand, all buckled over. Gambit's already got his ass kicked. This blast is coming from Cyclops. If I unfolded and actually showed you the whole thing, there's like a whole scenery of all three of them fighting. But it's really cool. He's mopping the floor with X-Men. The only one that gave him a run for his money was Wolverine. So this is a relevant character back then. But, like I said, I'll never see him in a movie because he's just too extreme, too violent. He cusses. He likes the uber violence. Even he's one of them, in between bad and good guys. You don't really know what side of the fence he's on. And those are the type of characters people are screaming for right now. That want it. We want to see these characters on movies and stuff, but they're too busy doing the message, man. So
I want to address something in the chat really quick. Snow. No, he does not have human hands. Snow's just naked right now.
Right.
Oh boy.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I know this. Like I said, I mean, there is a lot that we like. I can talk about the things I like all day. We talked about a whole lot of movies just now. It related to like the chat listed off like 30 train movies, right?
Movies, yeah.
I mean, it's like there's stuff out there that we love, and then there's what we've got now, and they are not the same thing. It's very strange. I'm actually screaming for alpha flight, says Jerry Mendoza. Yeah.
Well, and also studios for a long time have had like the whole fear of missing out thing amongst themselves. Dante's Peak versus Volcano, Armageddon versus Deep Impact, that kind of thing. If one big kind of thing hits, every other studio wants to release the same kind of thing.
This is true.
Armageddon and Deep Impact. Yeah. I mean,
Armageddon it on.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
So we missed last week.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about the Deadpool 3? I mean, what are we thinking that's going to turn out to be? Do you think they're going to let Reynolds have free reign?
They already did.
I mean, like really?
No, they did because Feige said I'm hands off. Ryan's doing what he wants to do.
Okay.
So
it's got a chance of being something.
It's got a chance of being good.
They kind of have to at this point because it's Ryan Reynolds' character. It's his baby. Yeah. And if they don't let him do what he wants to do, they know it's not going to be well received by the audience that loved the first two movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no. I don't like the fact to bring Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. Like he had the perfect swan song with it. Like you're not gonna get a better film and a better send off than what he's got.
And they've been friends for a long time, but I still think it would be hilarious if they bring him back for a one-scene cameo where his mouth is sewn shut. I think that would be absolutely hilarious, but no, there's plenty of other rumors saying that that's not happening.
Well, it's funny we mentioned about how they had the perfect ending with Logan, but it's like as we've proven with Disney, like they clearly don't care about the legacy of like any characters. This is why it was funny when Kevin Feige was going on and saying that he couldn't recast Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther because we wanted to protect the legacy of what he brought to the series. It's like you guys don't even care about the legacy of the dude who founded the company. Like, why am I supposed to believe that all of a sudden you care about Chadwick Boseman's legacy? Like, stop it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but here's the next thing, right? Is will they write this film as like a buddy cop kind of a film? Do you think that's what they have in store for us?
I think it'll be not so much a buddy cop film. I think it's going to be a love triangle. Not a love triangle, but Cable, Deadpool, and Wolverine. I think Deadpool's going to have to choose which one is his actual best friend.
They're going to have the meme where he's sitting down on a bed touching a photo as well. They're going to put that in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because it's about 10 years old. It's right up their alley.
Oh, that was from the 92 cartoon, so...
I don't know if we have Cable in this movie yet,
when it became a meme, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody... Tom, have you heard whether Cable is supposed to appear? Or if there's anything signed there? You would probably know better than I do.
I gotta be honest, that second Deadpool movie is such a blur to me. I completely forgot Cable was in that movie, and I don't remember what happened to him at the end of it.
Like, he went back. His past got fixed. His kids are okay. His family's okay. And then he went back to the future.
Wait,
yeah, but then he also fixed the time. No, he didn't go back.
No, he didn't go back. That was the point.
He fixed everything and came back and stayed.
Oh.
And then he fixed the time machine or the time travel thing so that Deadpool could go then and take care of Hitler and a few other people.
Right.
And Green Lantern.
It did have one of my favorite lines in a fight scene, though. Like, because the Juggernaut was done pretty well, and then the Juggernaut turns and looks at, I'm going to put your head up the red dude's butt. And Deadpool just looks at him and goes, I believe him.
And that's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds played Juggernaut as well.
I was like, that was just the thing. That was totally Juggernaut and totally Deadpool in that moment right there.
And some people don't like Deadpool too. I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan. It's kind of like people who don't like Will Ferrell. I'm a Will Ferrell fan.
My problem with
there's lots of people that do not like the guys that play the same character over and over. But
I have a list of actors who don't actually, a list of best actors who don't actually act. And right. Nicolas Cage is number 2 and Sean Connery's number 1.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally believed him as a Spaniard. It's that accent.
I'm a Russian submarine commander.
He wasn't a Spaniard. He was an Egyptian.
He walks like one, too.
He was working in the Spanish court of King Philip II as a chief metallurgist.
Tom, were you going to say something a minute ago?
Yes. Go, Tom, go.
I was just going to say my issue with Deadpool 2 was that fucking kid. What they need to do to Marina Baraka or whatever her name is in the beginning.
What did they do to Rusty Collins? What did they do to my boy?
Yeah, just the whole thing was kind of compared to the first one, but then again, it's better than a lot of other crap out there. So,
are you streaming in the shower, Tom?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're coming
my
through
computer was acting up, so I had to reboot it, and now I'm cooking something. So you guys are just going to sit here and have to deal with it.
Tom, do the opening to Highlander real quick.
I'm good with it. Look, here's the thing. I think Ryan Reynolds is very talented. My favorite thing he ever did was still Van Wilder.
Yes.
And
I thought you were going to say The Proposal. Oh, never mind.
Oh God!
The
okay.
proposal.
So, all right. So, what was it? It was 2-week notice with Ryan Reynolds and Sandy Bullock. Did you guys see that?
I saw The Proposal with Ryan.
That's
Reynolds
the one where he's her assistant and has to pretend that they're engaged or something on a family vacation at her family or something like that.
She swears. Yeah.
Betty White was just herself.
I think I saw it. I don't really.
It's at his family, not her family. But
his family. Okay.
Yeah, because they live in this lavish lifestyle thing. It was fantastic. 2 Weeks Notice with Hugh Grant. Sorry, what was the name of the film?
The Proposal.
Was it?
I think that was The Proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, very good.
You mentioned that first, and then I got confused because I was
Okay.
like,
Well, all I know is Sandy Bullock gets nailed by a lot of leading actors. That's all I know.
From experience, if Michael T tells you the name of the movie, he's 99% correct.
All right. Well, you know what? I give up.
And if me and Tom overlap, that's just a win-win right there.
Why am I here even? I don't need to be here. You guys can run my show without me. I don't know why.
Good call. So next topic is Dahmer.
Why am I here?
we already did Dahmer.
Oh.
Did you
It was
mention
so
that his
good,
favorite-
though.
his
God,
favorite
it was so
fast
good.
food chain is
I haven't
Five
watched it.
Wait a minute. Turo, you watched Waiting again today on purpose?
That's one of my favorite Reynolds movies.
I like Waiting.
That's I won't call it a guilty pleasure. It was a
Hi,
great
Jerry.
like early 20s stoner flick for me. Like just zone out and just laugh my ass off at that show. Yeah.
I
Very
I
classic.
never got the humor in it.
My,
so angry.
So
If you ever worked in a restaurant, you probably get it better.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if you. I don't know if you did, Grant.
I got the
but
references, but I just didn't get. I didn't find it like
My
everyone
uncle,
said it's a funny film. I'm like, I didn't think it was.
We never
My-
played the ball look game in the restaurants I worked in, just for the record. But
No,
like,
I didn't
I've heard of
either.
it happening.
my uncle owned a Red Robin, and stuff like that happened. You know, I mean, there was literally, wars and fights and rivalries and check out my junk type stuff. I mean, you name it, you
It
could only
fits in with a
imagine.
lot of fast food stuff too. Like I knew all those guys and girls. Like I
Yeah.
worked with all of them, right? Like yeah.
A little
If-
flavor spice makes
if
it
you
all
ever
good.
had
Also,
one of those
Jacob-
jobs,
Jacob has
the
to take
show
off, mate.
makes sense.
Oh,
Sorry,
Jacob, you have
Grant.
to dip, my
I'm
friend?
sorry.
Yeah, Jacob has to head off.
Oh man, that's a bummer. Well, Jacob, thanks for being on, man. I know we are we're hard pressed for time.
It's
and-
because I showed up.
No. It's dude. I can't believe Jacob actually made it. But Jacob's got to bounce. He's busy, man. He's doing his own thing. He's doing bounding. He's doing everything. So, Jacob, anything you want to say on the way out the door, man?
Yeah, if you guys want more me Society reviews on YouTube, Twitch, you can find me at Society Movies at Twitter. Now I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to follow up on this letterbox thing now that they took down our review. I already reposted, so we'll see how long that lasts. I'm guessing it'll be another few hours before that gets taken down again. But I will say this: tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about the films Bros and the Netflix movie Blonde with Ana de Armas playing Marilyn Monroe. I got some pretty positive things to say about that movie. This movie is not quite as bad as you might think that it is, but there's a lot to discuss about that topic. So I'll just let that be a preview for tomorrow night. And then outside then, you'll see me a bunch of other places. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming out on Bounding tomorrow as well. So like I said, I'll be all over the place.
We'll have to talk about Blonde because I didn't think so. But
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah, well we definitely talk about that later. Yeah, like I said, I think the movie itself, I didn't hate it too much. I think it drags on way too long towards the end, but I think it also exposes a lot of like the dirty side of just Hollywood in general. I think one of the reasons why so many people are giving bad reviews about it is because of its supposed pro-life messaging throughout the film. Because there's a point in the film that kind of turns Marilyn Monroe's character into a complete mental breakdown, and I don't think what people like the implication of what that was. But like I said, we'll talk about all that in good detail tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward
thank
to
you, Jacob,
hearing what
for-
you have to say about it.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob, and I am also looking forward to it. But anyway, check out Jacob. He's got a lot of stuff, and he's got his own podcast. I don't know. Jacob's turning into one of the people that doesn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm trying to get some sleep now, so I'll see you guys later.
Later, man.
Later,
Have a
bud.
good
Peace, Jacob. Nice meeting you.
Later, guys.
Yeah, and Jacob's everywhere. You can find him at Bounding. He's everywhere. He literally is. Hunch the Dirty Roofer. I didn't get to this comment. For $2 says Waiting is RR's best film. Well, I've heard people say that, and
Yeah, heck, I enjoyed Free Guy. Okay,
Free Guy was okay.
Wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
Huh.
Here's a question on restaurant and server type films. Which is better, Waiting or Slam and Salmon? The guys who did Broken Lizard, the guys who did Super Troopers and all those movies. Did you guys see that movie?
I never saw it.
Really?
I saw it, but I was in a state of mind to not remember details well.
Oh,
Tom,
boy.
did you see it?
Tom's good.
No, I've never
Okay.
heard of it.
Okay, well, if you like Broken Lizard stuff,
I do.
Slammin' Salmon is a funny movie. It's not quite Super Troopers and it's not quite Beer Fest, but it's the same, troop,
Bro-
and it's
Broken-
funny.
Broken
That's
Lizard
with
is
what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name. Plays John Coffey, dead fella. King.
Yes, it did have him in it. It's not Ving Rhames, is it?
No, yeah, that's how I stuff.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Clark Duncan. There we go. Yeah.
Clark Duncan. Yeah.
well, I know this much. Hunch the Dirty Roofer for $5 says, "Waiting is the office space of the restaurant." BTS. The ball game became a thing due to that film. That's right. Applebee's had to have a regional meetings to stop it.
I believe it.
Wow.
And that could have only happened at that time. I mean, if it had come out 10, 15 years later, yeah, nobody would have been emulating it. But that movie is good.
You guys are insane.
That's a young Ryan Reynolds, too.
He doesn't look that much older now. He's another one of those immortals like Keanu.
Yeah, I know. There's too many of them now. I was saying that about the Ant-Man guy, Rudd. Right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Rudd looks the same. He just looks the same.
Do we have a clip from his latest movie?
10 years. Yeah, well, I can't show it. I'll get in trouble from the leak trailer.
I just watched Halloween 6 last night.
No, the Mac and Me bit.
It looks almost the same, yeah.
Isn't that insane? Like, you're going, wait a minute. Rudd looks the same as he did in Friends. He looks the same that he did, like 10 years apart in films, and he looks the same. Like, Apatow brings him in like once in a while to do something. You're like, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, Keely Chow's here. Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide.
Yeah,
Hey,
Rob
Keely?
Lowe doesn't age either. Core member is correct. Did you already mention Rob Lowe?
You know what? He's starting to look a little older. Tom Cruise kind of is too. Tom Cruise, here's the weird thing. If you notice that Tom Cruise between films will look like he puffs out like a marshmallow, and then by the time he gets like into the thing, he's like back to slim face. How do you do that? And what is that?
Water fat?
Is that water?
I don't know.
That is offerings to the great Xenu, and
yeah, there's plenty of
steady
rumors
diet.
around
Yeah,
him, so we should. But yeah, what's his face? Rob Lowe looked the same from Wayne's World all the way up until Community, or not Community.
Well, he
Parks
just,
and Rec.
Yeah, he just did another thing. He that dude's there forever. Mrs. Flu says plastic surgery. Very good plastic surgery.
more plastic in their face than NASA has in space.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise does it with his own in-house FX team. Probably.
That's a better theory. I like
CGI. There you go. That's a lot of CGI. Wait, 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place is the first thing I remember. Reynolds.
It was a TV show, and I believe that was the first thing he was.
That was his first thing. Yeah, it was
first major thing.
It was originally
actually he was a child actor in Canada, but yeah.
That doesn't count, Tom.
It was originally pitched as like a Three's Company, but for the late 90s.
Is that where we get syrup from?
Yes.
The good stuff, yeah.
It's like a loft apartment above a really great party.
It wasn't a great show.
All right.
It was better than its spin-off, 2 Guys and a Girl.
Correct. I think I saw a couple episodes of each.
Yeah,
Chat 69XYZ Best Adult Dating Site. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Not only that, that's just Big Bang Theory.
Me and Canadian Spider-Man slap them down.
Yeah, let's say this about that. I you know what? I have 2 things to cover. One of them's going to be this: Big Bang Theory isn't funny.
First season was all right. After that, it was just
I will give them 3 seasons. The first 3 seasons were good, but here's the problem: it degenerated into modern humor where they just insult each other. And if it weren't for the laugh track, you wouldn't know it was a comedy.
Well,
we're in the
problem
nerd.
Is when you use nerd and geek culture, that stuff runs out relatively quick.
But we're also in the nerd corner of YouTube. Like my parents they wouldn't understand anything that we say on a daily basis on any of these streams. They watch Big Bang Culture over and over, or Big Bang Theory over and over and over. Culture's on the mind since I'm on the channel, but yeah, they watch it nonstop.
Well,
If you're not in the nerd culture, it doesn't. It's not an issue.
No, they turned Howard, who was the womanizer, and they made him essentially a wimp to a much smaller girl who was yelling and louder. And at the moment that they started doing that, they did it with everything.
Wow, Tom is wearing his nostalgia shirt.
And he's taking control of the stream.
He just did. Look at that. Wait. I have to. No.
Johnny 5.
Wait.
And
Tom's gone.
Bye, Tom.
Sad.
Tuck and roll, Tom.
It was Johnny 5 and Gizmo, though, on the shirt.
Oh.
I picked Johnny 5 in that death match.
Number 5 is alive.
No, Tom actually yeeted himself. There he is.
I
Hey.
don't know what the hell just happened.
I was trying to show off your shirt. Look at this shirt.
No, just my phone quit.
Oh man!
Hey, there's CultureCasino right there next to Slimer.
Wow, bro! He did it again.
Oh man, he keeps thumbing the button on the screen, probably.
Either fat fingering the button or the phone's overloading too quick.
There he is. He's back.
I'm here.
Tom.
Stop doing it, Tom. Okay.
Not doing anything.
Don't touch your phone there.
Yeah, your phone's like that's my no-no score. Oh, we're gonna go on a tour of Tom's amazingness.
This is all my movies. So some of them, I don't know what you guys can see, so it's all dark.
It's all right.
I think it's a porn collection, Tom. I'm impressed.
Yeah. I can't believe you don't have a professionally lighted prawn.
A lot of porn.
Prawn.
I don't know. Here's the S's. Well, some of them. Yeah.
Sally in Portland. Susie
Star
does
Trek.
Mayfield. Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Like the Universal monsters are over here for some reason.
Why is Payback in the S section?
I don't know. That's why I gotta ask my housekeeper. No, I'm just kidding.
It's because it's actually like sexy.
I need to redo them all.
Tom uses his own alphabet.
Well, I need to redo them all. They're all over the place. That's just one section. Here's some more.
Good gravy, Grandma. Holy cow.
Here's some more.
Get physical media, folks.
Here's some more.
He's got more than I do. Yep.
I have no. I got so many more. They're all over.
Tom, you are a collector, my friend, and it's one of the reasons you are my friend.
Because of your material possessions.
Yeah, well, no, it's because he this is a man who's seen all those things and has a great appreciation for them.
It looks like he robbed a Blockbuster right as it closed.
He's
he was the manager and just took everything.
Right, just cleared the house, man. Pulled up a U-Haul.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I got this. Yeah, you guys are going out of business? Load this puppy. There we go.
Do you remember the scams you used to be able to run on Blockbuster? Like you buy one of their used things that was like marked down to $2.99, and then you go and sell it back to them, and they would pay like $7 for it, and then they would mark it immediately back down to $2.99.
Yeah,
those were the days.
Yeah.
They were so stupid.
Oh, you know what? Kareen is correct for $1.99. Says Tom needs a house for his collection. Shaking my head. Indeed.
Tom needs a shed to live in while his collection occupies his house.
Well, Tom actually has to
the
get
situation. Actually, I do rent a house. I mean, this is you haven't even seen the toy room yet.
Oh boy.
And I don't mean that in a sexual way either.
I was going to say this isn't the black leather toy room, is it?
I've seen 50 Shades.
I'm not Armie Hammer.
Oh.
Let's see the red light.
Okay.
So you don't eat people. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. That AI, the AI creation core member was genius this morning. Guys, seriously, the boss is like laughing. She's like, core member didn't even want to like loop you into this. I'm like, what? She's like, this. I was like, oh crap. It's so good. 50 Shades of Tom. Yeah. You know what, Tom?
Does he put that in the F's or the 5s?
What now?
That's what I argue about. Like, I want the numbers, and the person that helps me with them is like, no, they should go in the place where the letter starts, and I'm just like, no.
No, that's the beginning of your collection is the numbers. If you're going to do it that way.
But something like if it's written like Zero Dark 30, it's actually spelled ZERO, so that has to go in the Z section. But if it was just the numeric value was 0, it goes in the number section.
Right.
I don't know what you guys can see. I can't see what you guys can
The
see.
scary part is he said the person that helps me organize my collection.
Well, you think I can't do this on my own? I need help.
You need a staff, bro.
When he started it, he had a hair.
Okay, here's the toy room.
Oh boy,
this
everybody
is a
just
constant
rated
work in
X.
progress. It is all still
evolving,
being organized.
Tom, why haven't you picked up your room yet?
Oh boy.
This is just my toy room.
Holy shit!
This is the pop section.
What if you bring a girl over?
Wait a minute. Those are pops?
What do you think helps me with this shit?
Good lord. Too many pops.
There's Sadie playing with her toy.
Ooh, pops, the doobie pops.
I don't know what you guys can see. It's probably showing all kinds of weird stuff.
No, but that was amazing,
it's like the light
dude.
shift from going back to the
Look at that
There's
Kid.
Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
There's some more stuff. Like, it's all just piled up right now.
Tom, organize, baby. Organize.
I gotta have more room. This room in and of itself is just storing all the toys right now.
Tom, I work at a hardware store. I will send you shelves, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I need, I need shelving, yes.
Yeah, you need a lot of it.
These are just a lot of empty boxes, or just like odds and ends, like the heads and the extra stuff, like,
right.
You know.
Accessory kits.
Yeah, that's a lot of pops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, somebody's making bank on reselling pops right now. So, if you have any doubles, what are you saying?
I don't know if I got doubles. I don't buy a lot. I mean, I do buy a lot of pops, but comparatively to like the collectors, I just get the ones I really want.
I was going to say, we just saw a pile on the floor. I would say, yeah, you probably do, Tom.
Truth to the lie there.
I think the second he starts talking about Toy Room, we got hit with the bots again. So I wonder why. Thanks for that. Andre must pay Tom very well, says Randall Orser. I don't know.
The stream is not sponsored by Adam and Eve.
It is stuff I've acquired over the years, let's say.
I've got an actual hypothetical question that you just brought up by bringing up the bots. If somebody gifts a whole bunch of subs and the bot is in the room at the time,
I actually have a bot as a member right now.
You do. Okay, so it can happen even if they get smacked down, huh?
All you have to do is be a subscriber. You don't actually have to be on stream to be gifted the sub.
Yeah,
I've noticed that because I've gotten a few where I just get emailed, "Hey, you're now a sub," and it's like I'm not even in the chat right now.
Yeah.
I got a membership to a channel on just random one day.
And I think what happens is sometimes in order to get around or circumvent the fact that you need to be a subscriber to the channel to chat, I think a lot of the part that's built into the script is they'll try to become a subscriber of the channel as part of the script before they start to post.
Well, the problem was when they were first doing it, they had that 48-hour window where when it was randomly gifting it, was gifting it alphabetically.
That's also true.
So you had all these channels that were called AAAAA something or other that were just getting all these YouTube memberships,
which is weird.
But I know it worked. Somebody gifted.
Oh, Toxic Man Flu.
The Man Flu,
who also sent me a $5 super chat, says, "I think I saw." Okay, I was reading that.
A woman tied up behind some of Tom's stuff.
I was reading that.
She said she wouldn't tell if I let her go.
I think I saw a woman tied up
vacuum
behind Tom's stuff. Yeah, I thought there was a vacuum.
I'm gonna put her to work.
You did, but Tom calls it his dishwasher.
I'm getting in trouble tonight. This could be a problem. All right.
You know why brides wear white? All kitchen appliances come in white.
All right. I disavow you, Michael T. Good gravy, my friend. Michael's been removed from the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But you said he knows everything.
Well, he knows stuff. It doesn't mean he's
Doesn't mean I'm right.
Yeah, that was rough, bro. I don't. Well,
You
I've
notice
been
how
with
he
the
didn't
boss,
once
right?
say it
Do you
was
know
wrong.
I'm going to get special punishment for that, Michael T. And it's all your fault.
What, from Tom's toy room?
No. I'm gonna have to like trim a hedge or something. She's gonna be mad.
In all fairness, if it makes it
Trim
easier,
a hedge.
I do got to get going because I got my own thing to do here in a little over an hour, so I got to get set up for that. But
are you leaving?
Yeah, I've got my own going on.
Well, fine, Michael. Go.
Okay, you what? Fuck. Chuck.
Nice to meet you.
That was my line.
Guys, subscribe to Michael T. He's a great dude. High Desert Comics, man. If any of the mods have his channel stuff up, that would be great. I didn't add anybody's stuff to the description because I had no idea who was showing up tonight.
No, he does go live here a little bit later. He does a late night show every Sunday night.
He does.
I was going to ask him about it, but he left.
No, he was playing into a bit. He and I have some fun with each other. But gosh, you guys are so great. Look at all this. Oh, hey, Tom's back. Wait, we had doubling Tom.
Oh dear. And there's the echo.
That's going to be a terrible show. Good Lord. Oof.
We had the doppelganger of culture first. Now we got the Tom doppelganger.
Yeah, Grant, is there something you can do about that?
No, I don't. And it actually increases the amount of balls on stream, so I'm fine with it since Jacob left.
There are so many balls.
It's true.
Why are
a lot of balls in a Sasquatch?
We have dual streaming Tom right now. This is amazing. But I want to say thank you to Toxic Man Flu, who did gift 10 Culture Casino memberships. And then he sent a member chat that says, Culture is a lovely man. I've seen images. All right, then.
Oh, no. Well, you did show off a little bit of chest last night on my show. Just saying.
On the
there's our boy,
Cotton
Michael
Council.
Yeah, well, people tend to show a little bit of chest on my show for some reason. I don't know what it is.
My chest hair comes in the shape of an eagle. That's how it grows in. It's just this eagle, this majestic eagle.
Why am I not surprised?
Cody Guy, Luke, Coral. I cannot say your name, bro. Coral Wizard. There. Dalbin is here. These are all new members. Pops has been gifted a membership. Pops has been gifted a lot of memberships on my channel. Thanks, Pops. Phil TNMT has been gifted a membership. DMV Trek Sci-Fi Chick was gifted a membership. Ensign Jimmy was gifted a membership. Kasparius has been gifted a membership. And Freddie York has been gifted a membership. And as Flaccid Phoenix was also. Flaccid Phoenix is awesome. You guys watch him?
Yes, I have. I've had him on my channel.
Huh.
Flaccid's a good guy.
There you go.
He is flaccid, though.
Yeah, but he always comes back.
Wait a minute. Please tell me you saw the traffic story about the 40-foot trailer that flipped on the highway and spilled adult toys and lube all over the freeway. No. Wait. Cool Florida story. Cool Florida story, bro. Right? I think I got this in a 6-minute daily last week. A semi-truck trailer in Florida flipped up, opened up completely, and spilled Coors beer over the entire freeway. It was full of Coors beer, Coors cans. So Florida man is set for a while. You can go pick up your beer on the highway. I think all they had to do was send out a call to the local Florida guys, and they were out there grabbing that stuff. So, oh my goodness. I need the hawk sound effect like in the Cobra Kai. There you go. All right. Anyway. Did I do that right? Probably not. Okay, last subject for the night, and
maybe
this
for like a sick hawk, Anyway,
you guys are really mean to me. Okay, the last subject for the night. I want to talk about this film. I like horror films. You guys know that it's one of my jams. I don't like all horror films, but I like good horror films. And who did we lost?
Extra Tom. I mean, it's been the same 5 of us.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay, we lost X.
Michael.
I was like, I counted 6 a minute ago. Okay, anyway, so there was a new one that came out this weekend. We've had a lot of new horror films lately. This film kicked butt at the box office. Wait a minute, why am I showing? Oh crap! Not Doppelganger. Look at Grant. He's got almost 20,000 subscribers.
That is a horror.
What is that? How did you do this?
System. Gaining the YouTube system.
Why aren't you gaming it for me, bro?
300 a week and a half ago, 19,600 now.
That's how it works. Use your as soon as you get to 500, your community tab is the key. I got 95% of my traffic community tab. So that's the way that you need to do. You need to just use that like you're using Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. Use that as your main source of interaction. And
with shorts
it counts
or with everything?
With everything. It counts as interactions and impressions and engagements, which puts you high. Every time someone comments on your thing, it's essentially like someone watching your video 3 or 4 times. When it comes to the algorithm.
Yeah.
So instead of just posting on Twitter, you should post it on the community tab.
You just said it out loud.
Everybody.
You were supposed to say that in private. You big.
I did.
Now
I said
everybody's going to do it.
Dude, no one watches your show. This is basically private.
Says his editor.
Well, okay then.
That's not awkward at all. Smile. Smile is beaming with $22 million opening for Paramount. You know what? The guy over at Paramount, and Tom likes this guy. He you know what he said? He said, releasing things theatrically is good. No, kidding.
It makes monies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Remember when they really wanted Dune to only go theatrical
It would
because
have
they
been
knew it would kill it?
Oh, it would have been so much better. Okay, we're going to do this again.
Okay.
Grant's back. Hi, Grant. So Paramount Smile made $22 million in its opening. It opened, I think its preview was like obviously kicked the snot out of freaking Bros, right? We already did that thing. But it's definitely not frowning. Paramount officially reports this morning after we heard last night that it's going to open to $22 million. Worldwide, 36.5. It has barely opened worldwide at this point. I mean, there's a lot of places it can go. It cost them $17 million before promotion advertisement. You understand that?
And they had a viral market for this thing.
They did. This thing is just nut bar. So 36.5 million, doing really well. Bullet Train did really well. Release films theatrically, they will win. In fact, what's this dude's name?
Said it in the first paragraph. Something.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, so the guy that's in charge of distribution says it's
The
hard.
one you already scrolled past, but anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to open an original IP in this marketplace. That I don't agree with, but we'll set that aside. But we created a mystique around Smile and ran a clever campaign, and that was Chris Aronson. This is a very good start for Parker Finn. There is a style to this movie that is clever and smart, and there's another film that they're working on in the same universe. Am I correct? I think I am.
Might I ask a question? What was
Sure.
the campaign? Because I've never heard of this movie.
Smile?
Yeah.
Tom.
What was the campaign that was very clever that they did? Because I never heard of it.
They had people showing up all over the fucking place smiling creepily.
Oh, like at hockey games and football games with the creepy
Kind of like the
I saw
clown
that.
thing with
I
it.
never,
Yep.
Okay, I never clicked on anything to see what it was about. I just saw a whole bunch
Even
of
though Warner
stories
never took
about
credit
it.
for that, I heard that there was some marketing group that did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it had the guy that plays A-Train in it. He was doing that at shit, it was a basketball or something game. I think it was. People are like, he's acting real creepy.
Yeah, they did it at a hockey game too, an NHL game, but
and a baseball game too.
Like some weird looking lady with just a weird smile.
What did we learn this weekend at the box office? It pays to go theatrical, not streaming. Kudos once again to Paramount Motion Pictures boss Brian Robbins, who we will praise because he doesn't censor his films, for not sending this one to Paramount Plus. There you go.
And the loser of the weekend is
Bros.
Disney.
What?
No, Bros did bad, but nobody expected Bros to really do that good.
I don't know.
The loser of the weekend is Disney for releasing Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus instead of putting it in theaters where it would have grossed at least somewhere in the 50 to 60, $70 million range this weekend. I bet you $5 that we'll never get to actually conclude. But there were so many people talking about it this weekend. I have a feeling it would have done very, very well, despite it being a shit film.
I never saw the
All
original.
I know is that was kind of the best way to to close out the stream was with that piece of information.
Well, I'm just saying, because now not only does Disney have a stinker on their hands, they had a stinker that didn't make any goddamn money off of this weekend.
Dude, they're getting destroyed. Disney is just being destroyed financially. We talk about the fact that Warner Brothers is underwater. Disney's getting completely destroyed in cinematic, in everything. Nobody's watching their crap.
And they're jacking up the prices to go to the amusement parks, when everybody's got a pinch on their wallet. So
well, is that to cover their crap?
Yeah, they're really setting themselves up for failure.
Well, and their theme parks are falling apart. And they're getting negative reviews from fans. They are shunning their diehards.
Changing our favorite rides, such as Splash Mountain, which has become, iconic and a beloved ride that I grew up with, and now it's getting dismantled.
If we don't all stop talking now, though, Culture won't be able to end the stream on time.
That's true.
Well,
so with that being,
but the outro is like 10.5 minutes.
Yeah, well,
no.
What about we got enough time for a booty break, though.
I don't.
Quick, get all your super chat to keep the stream going.
I don't have those.
Toxic you do. Flu. Toxic got you.
Toxic Man Flu, making sure the stream doesn't end on time. For $5 as Culture, my kids know that Warner is underwater because of the animation shows they watch being canceled. Yeah, I think
did say that earlier tonight.
I think we were mentioning that. No, but they're so far underwater. It's unbelievable. But that's temporary. Okay, well, they're in a better position because they're pivoting hard into let's make money. They're going to license DC characters out for comics.
But I think the point of that is Toxic Kid is as far as I know, he's a normie. I mean, he's a younger normie, but he's starting to notice that they are having issues now. And that means people that aren't us are starting to notice that they're pulling things off of streaming services. They're having to cut things, and they're bleeding out. So that's kind of the point of that. Not so much that we already knew, but that somebody that we know doesn't really pay attention has noticed and actually said something.
That's amazing. Yeah, and you know what? I've been talking about this for a while. Normies are waking up because they're like, why is this all shitty? Anyway, we got another gift from Toxic Man Flu. Dude, you are on fire. Thank you, brother. Gave 5 more Culture Casino memberships to lucky recipients that would include Randall Orser, Diesel, Dragon Bricks, Crypto, and Gap After Dark. Thank you. And Gap, I appreciate that you now have a membership, my friend. I really do. Warner is being sued by investors. This is also true for overstating numbers. We're going to see how that works out because ultimately I believe that's going to fall on AT&T. I think that this was aimed at the wrong party, but we'll see. And Toxic Man Flu fired off another $2 super chat and says, yes, I have biological children. Be afraid. It's true. Oh, my goodness. Culture Sentient Weave for an Australian $2. Thank you for that. You sentient weave, you. What are the panel's top 5 bus movies? Well, number 1's going to be Speed. Yeah.
I'd have to be able to think of another one. I mean,
we got time.
Yeah, Billy Madison had a bus scene, right?
Oh yeah, O'Doyle's rule, and they went over the cliff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, half the movie's on a bus with Tommy.
I think Freddy Part 2 had a bus.
Actually, a couple of the Nightmare films had buses.
Yeah, that's right.
Freddy's Dead had a prominent bus scene too.
I still
Freddy Got Fingered had a bus in it.
The what?
Oh wait, the end of the one with Mrs. Robinson in it.
The Freshman.
Dustin Hoffman.
Raymond?
He breaks up the breaks up the wedding, and they're sitting on a bus at the end. Is that a bus?
The Graduate, you mean?
The Graduate,
yeah.
not the Freshman.
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump had busing.
I was in the right realm.
Yeah, no, but he already finished.
You guys are forgetting a very important one too. Beavis and Butthead Do America.
It's true.
True. I think that's fine.
And they did.
They're on a bus with a bunch of sluts. Remember?
Planes, trains, and automobiles. They took a bus at one point.
Major League
Nut says right. A League of Their Own had a bus.
Yeah, Major League. Major League.
Almost Famous.
Almost Famous had a bus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Almost Famous is a fantastic.
Spinal Tap.
Bus.
Spinal Tap had a bus. There's a lot of
now we just got to number them in our top 5.
Yeah.
And okay, we're at 2 hours. We should be able to have
Oh,
this knocked
did you
out
guys-
by 3.
Did you guys ever see The Rocker?
About the rocking chair.
I vaguely remember it. It was that
Yeah,
one
it was-
now.
It was a comedy. It was funny
With
as
what's
hell.
his face from The Office? I can't remember.
Yeah,
his
and he
name
played
now.
drums.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy who played Dwight. Yeah.
Yeah, Dwight. Yeah. I forget his name,
Rainn
but he
Wilson.
was really good.
Rainn
Rainn.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
Rain. Yeah.
He was
Nice
super.
call, Grant.
I
Very
love
good.
you people. Nobody wants the stream to end. You guys are great.
But I guess if you have to pick a movie that the bus plays the most important role in, I guess it has to be Speed. I suppose.
Speed. Yeah.
Because it's practically a character in that movie. So.
That's R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
Wasn't there a bus in Blown Away? In one of the bombs on the bus at one point?
It's been so long since I've seen it. That's the one with Tommy Lee Jones, right?
It's the one with Dennis Hopper, I think, is the bad guy. Is it
Speed.
Tommy Lee Jones?
No, Tommy Lee Jones, I think, is the bad guy now.
Tommy Lee Jones is the bad guy in that one.
Is he the bad guy?
Speed
is it Jeff
Dennis
Bridges?
Hopper. Yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That was a good movie back in the day. I just haven't seen it in so long because it's one of those that unless you think about it, you're not going to see it.
Well-
Watch it again.
Billy, Johnny, Robbie, Bobby, Johnny, Davy, Senior. For an Australian $2 says, in what order is the best worst MCU films?
Oh, for we'll be here all night.
Tom, you go first.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll give you like my top 5. How's that? Because we'll be here all night if we all have to list them all in order. My top 5 are probably Guardians 1 and 2, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Ragnarok. Let's see, that's
your
4
best
already.
worst?
Really?
Your best worst?
Ragnarok's
No, these
in
are
the
my
top
best. My
5?
top 5. Yeah.
Oh.
And then, gosh, what else would I throw in there that I really like? Spider-Man: No Way Home was really good. So yeah, I'll just toss that one in there for a fuck it. But actually, you know what? I like the first. I like the first Captain America as well. I feel like it's very underrated.
The first Avenger?
Yeah.
Until we
But yeah.
revise it and shove Captain Marvel up your tailpipe.
And
Speaking of buses.
Like there was a bus in was it Far From Home?
Oh
The
yeah.
Spider-Man one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right at the
So
When
that
they're
can
in
count as
Europe,
well. Yeah.
No, like I think if you're everybody's top 5, I would say that'd be easier for us to do than everybody's top 25.
Didn't Spider-Man stop a bus?
No, that was a train.
That was in the second film,
elevated
though.
train.
Okay. Isn't an elevated train kind of like a bus?
No, because a bus is a single, multi-passenger vehicle that is on 4 wheels typically, and a train has multiple cars.
Well, I gotta go because I gotta go bus a nut, and This is taking a little too long. So, but no, I appreciate it. It was a great show tonight, Culture.
Hey, you got to answer the super chat, Snowdub. I mean, so
I don't have time for all these.
Wow.
I'll make a tweet.
You have a good night, bud.
Yeah, send
Cheers.
a tweet. Tuck and roll,
Right.
my brother. Guys, check out Snowdub Entertainment. Check out my buddy Snowdub.
That means someone's telling him
channel.
if he don't move now, he ain't getting no pussy.
That's actually probably
That's
true.
right.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
All
Is
right,
it my
well,
crotch?
Well, it has something to do with my crotch.
I see.
Have a good night, Snowdub. Do you have anything to say on your way out the door?
I don't know, sub to me or something because I'm almost to 1,600 subs. So
That's right.
give me over that stupid milestone so I can get closer to 2K. All right.
Sounds good.
Much love, kids. Tuck and roll. We'll see you with the puppets. Maybe
All
Taco
right.
Tuesday.
Later.
Mexican Iron Man. Bye.
Bye. That was fun. Snowdub's fun. Speaking of fun,
Does
best
anybody
film?
else want to do their Marvel movies? I mean,
Not really.
Not really.
Okay, Captain
I'll agree with
Marvel-
yours minus the Ragnarok.
I mean, the
Yeah,
bottom
so
five would
Cap-
have to be like Captain Marvel, Eternals, shit
Captain
like that,
Marvel,
yeah.
Eternals, Thor 2.
I don't know
the
about
Dark
Thor
World
being
was
that low.
Black Widow.
Thor: The Dark World was terrible.
Thor
Shang-Chi.
1 shouldn't be that low, though.
Yeah.
I didn't say Thor 1. I said Thor Dark World.
You said Thor and Thor 2.
You said Thor
No, I
2.
said no. I meant Thor 2. I know that was probably.
Well, you said
glitch on the
Thor
screen.
twice, but
Well, he
yeah,
double repeated. Yeah,
Must
it
be
was-
an Australian thing.
probably.
Shang-Chi's down there, right?
Or a homosexual thing. I don't know.
Shang-Chi's one of the best ones. It has the most diverse cast.
It's
Diversity
glad I'm
is
picking
our
on him
strength.
and not you. Culture gave me a
That's
look.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, best. I still think Iron Man's the best film of the MCU.
Yeah, but it didn't have any Easter eggs for the MCU, so Grace Randolph doesn't like it.
Okay.
Didn't it have an Easter egg? Didn't it have Captain America's shield?
That was the second one, but it also did
Was it?
have Samuel
Okay.
Jackson show up at the end. And you had what's his face throughout the whole movie, Shield. But no, I know Grant's just being
This is
facetious.
going to irritate people. I think number 2 would be Guardians.
I like Guardians.
Of course.
3 would be the first Avengers movie.
The first.
I actually like Civil War more than Avengers, to be honest with
Then-
you.
First
I know,
Avenger
but
or First Avengers?
No, the first Avengers film.
Okay.
Avengers
Avengers
Assemble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
I was waiting for him to say that.
Then the Avenger, first Avenger, and then
For those who don't know, Avengers was called Avengers Assemble outside of the U.S.
5's a pain in the ass.
I liked Infinity War just for bringing everything
That's a
together.
good one too.
In game, not so much, but Infinity War to have them all come together, I thought that was
See,
I
was
liked
the
Iron Man
culmination
too.
of everything.
You can change one thing
Iron
in
Man
Infinity
2?
War, and you can call if Thor kills Thanos at the end of that, that's Thor 4. It was essentially a Thor film, and I quite liked it. I thought if that was a Thor film that built into the next thing, it would have been perfect. Because I honestly felt like that was a Thor film. But yeah, Infinity War, everything that Infinity War did good, Endgame did bad.
Toxic Manflu, what are the panel's top 10 restaurant experience over their lifetime?
Okay, so Cultures was going out for lunch with Gary and Comics Division. Number 2 would be
they had a
Batista's
steak.
Hole in the Wall at Las Vegas with everybody. And that's about as far as we can go.
I'll throw in there.
Batista's Hole in the Wall is that a glory hole thing?
With people on this current panel, I've only had one restaurant experience, and it was at an Italian restaurant.
Batista's Hole in the Wall.
Yeah.
It was good.
And I don't think any of the rest of us have met up at restaurants yet, but we will. And thank you for the $5 super chat, Toxic Manflu. And
I have two.
Oh, what?
Eating lunch with Clint Howard at the Iron Skillet in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then having dinner at the actual Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas with Matt Kadish. That was probably the best meal I ever had in my life.
Really? Hell's Kitchen.
So you're not going to count the Taco Bell where your previous cat showed up?
Well, I wasn't eating. I think I was working.
You weren't eating the cat? Good.
No, I was working at the time.
Okay. Gross.
I was
just trying to do a callback, Tom.
Oh.
You don't have to embarrass me.
Culture
saying you were
fucked it up.
Working instead of eating.
Just blame culture.
I mean,
you're probably screwing up Ryan's order or something.
Toxic man.
Probably wasn't a
toxic.
Probably. I didn't even get to do mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh. Okay, well, technically it wasn't a restaurant; it was Subway. But me and David Carradine bought the same sub when he was visiting. So, not me. He was visiting someone else, but we were in the same Subway because he was asking what was vegan.
At the same time?
Yeah.
You had a vegan sub?
No, I didn't. I vegan sub. He was asking what was vegan.
I thought you just said you had the same sub as him.
I did have the same sub as him, but he didn't buy a vegan one. He didn't want to buy one. He was asking what it was.
Oh, he didn't understand what the term vegan meant?
I don't know. He wasn't necessarily the smartest bloke on the planet, but he could throw a punch.
Okay.
Terrible at wearing belts, though. I don't know if you found it. Yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah. He actually didn't know how to wear a belt. Apparently, he demonstrated that. Yeah. The unfortunate accident. I'm sure. Toxic Man flew for a $2 super chat. Said top panel's top 5 culturisms. Oh, good lord.
Well, here's the thing.
He's not wrong.
Bologna sandwich, bologna sausage,
and putting everybody to sleep.
Combing his hair.
Yes, that happens a lot.
Yeah, he only does it when he's on a panel with bald people. You're outnumbered, by the way, 3-1 now.
Yes,
got a point.
Whoa, Stunt Brat just dropped some major knowledge in the chat. Hang on, I got to find this. Just discovered a restaurant in Hollywood, North Hollywood, that is all Beetlejuice theme, dinner and a play. I'm going.
Nice.
I'm going. The only reason to go to North Hollywood is just found its way back to my life. Oh, I will check that out.
But is it like the planet Beetlejuice or Beetlejuice the movie?
No,
I was gonna say like Beetlejuice the movie or like Guardians.
Not
not Guardians. Jesus Christ. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Is Beetlejuice a galaxy or a planet?
Or like the little comedian Beetlejuice?
Okay.
Yeah, then there's the little comedian too.
I thought Beetlejuice was a moon.
It might be a moon
around
a planet. I don't think so. I think
it's a planet, but they talk about the moon
because I don't think they could locate planets at that point that they named something Beetlejuice. Maybe it's a star system or something.
Could be.
I don't know.
Somebody please help me. And Stunt Brat said it's Beetlejuice the film.
Hey, it's a
Beetlejuice
star.
Is a star.
Okay, thank you.
The way it was
a
spelled.
Star. That's right.
Or is it the guy from Howard Stern?
Right.
Isn't he dead?
No, I think he's still alive.
All right. Well,
the LP?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, Toxic Man flew for another $5 super chat.
The Rose. Oh, Jesus Christ, Toxic.
In all fairness, it was only taking place at one part of the bus, so it doesn't really count.
The back of the bus. Tom, the Rosa Parks story is the movie where the bus plays the biggest part of the film. Well, wouldn't Rosa actually be the biggest part? Never mind.
I thought Rosa would have. Though depending if it's the Doctor Who episode where she goes back and actually gives Rosa Parks the idea. That's a different story, so.
Oh, I love.
Didn't they do a Quantum Leap episode about Rosa Parks?
Yes, and they didn't. And they didn't do what that was. BBC did.
Yeah, they stuffed everything up. That was the whole point, and it was up to Rosa to fix their mistake. So it wasn't like they were self-inserting themselves in history.
Speaking of self-inserting, where do you rank the Thor? Where do you rank Thor 4 best film ever in the MCU?
Very near the bottom. That was one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. And I don't care how many people like the goat screaming. That was the dumbest bit ever.
I mean,
it's Captain Marvel level.
The kid from 2013 loved that bit.
I mean, at least the Eternals had a few nice upper bodies in it of the female variety.
Again,
Thor 4
died at the end of this, so I guess it.
I mean, it had a happy
Also,
ending.
they turned Thor into Shazam, so that's kind of in that. When you give people power you'll never, ever, ever use again.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Six is a horrible, horrible person. It was her
No, I love
favorite
Six.
bit. Her favorite bit. The goats. Love you, Six.
I don't know if the audience is gasping because you said that about Six or just about the goats.
Six wants to ask a question.
One
Greeny,
question.
air quotes. Oh, you guys.
Almost at 100 likes. You can't go until you hit 100 likes. That's the rules.
Yeah, two more.
The rest of my dinner's getting cold.
Please hit the like button. I have to make a video.
I just have to be here for another 2 hours.
Radioactive says it happens to be a red supergiant, which is close to going supernova. Bitchin'. That would be
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But I think in
I noticed
astronomy
people
it's
are
called
taking off their
Betelgeuse.
like.
What, Grant? Sorry.
People are removing their likes.
Yeah. We're now getting downvoted.
Don't.
I'm so sad.
We went from 98 to 97. Somebody knows how this button works.
I love all you people. This is so crazy. Likes are now disappearing.
Oh, it's back up to 99. It's getting close.
All right. Well, we have to wrap.
We hit 100.
Nope, I removed
you,
mine.
everybody.
I removed mine. We're good. We're at 99. 98.
All right. Look, last super chat so far this evening. Toxic Man flew for $2 says panels top 10 TNMT Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
I defer to
number
Tom.
3.
Yeah.
Number 3 from 1 to 10. It's
I
the
will-
pinnacle.
There isn't even 10 movies yet.
Yeah, I will accept Tom's answer as mine as well.
Yeah.
1990 film, and then Secret of the Ooze is okay.
And then there was
What about the other
films.
8?
No,
That's
there
it.
wasn't any other films.
That's all there is.
Yeah. I feel like there's only 3 Star Wars films. I may give you 6.
No, 3.
So
The
3.
prequels
So
are crap no matter what
so
anybody
Solo,
goes back
Rise
and
of
says.
Skywalker, and what's the other one?
Rogue One.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Rogue One, Rise of Skywalker.
Actually,
yeah.
I liked Rogue
Yeah,
One.
makes
I
sense.
would actually say there are 4 with Rogue One. I know people didn't like it, but I hate the prequels. I hate the sequels. But Rogue One was a pretty good one-off.
It's not a Star Wars film. That's why you like it.
I
like the space battle and the land battle in that movie. I thought they were very well done.
I have to go make a video.
Fine. Just play the outros.
All right.
I tried getting you out of here over 20 goddamn minutes ago.
Yeah, and then you got Super Chat Fest.
Oh no, you got paid.
I'm not complaining.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Fucking stupid!
I think 6 is mad at you, Mr. Grant Gregory.
No, she's mad at you, bro.
This used to be a quality panel.
You
love
dumped
you,
on
6.
You dumped on the prequels, and then you said something to her earlier. So I'm sure, yeah.
I know. I'm always in trouble with 6, though. It's our thing.
Hey, Olaf on us. All right, so here we go. What do you got coming up, Brahma?
Comics Division stream tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I will be there. Culture will be there. We will have fun. Chances are 1 or 2 of these guys will be there too. We have... Who do we have on tomorrow night? Do you remember?
Somebody.
Okay. We have somebody on tomorrow night. It's going to be fantastic. We go to Odyssey for the second half of the stream, and then we really get into it, and that is fun. And just a reminder to everybody, Comics Division streams are starting 1 hour earlier than you are used to, or on Thursday night, an hour and a half earlier than you're used to.
Shagsworth is on tomorrow night.
Shagsworth, yes. And we will have a ton of fun with Shagsworth, especially once we get to the Odyssey side.
Odyssey side.
The YouTube side will be fun as well. So, yeah, come check us out, and you can subscribe to my channel. I will probably get some live streams going, at least some gaming live streams going. I'm just pulled in many directions at the moment, including family and job. So I am trying to get things going, but yeah, real life comes first, and then I have a lot of people that I like to stream with where I get to talk with them, and doing my own thing is a lot of talking to myself. And although I love chat, there's not many of you in it yet. So if you subscribe, we get a lot more in there, and then I can talk a lot more to you. So either way, thank you, Culture, for having me on. Tom, always great to see you. Grant, love you. And everybody have a great night. Cheers.
Thank you, Brahma. Tom, you want to promote the video you're editing?
I love you too, Tom.
Honestly, I hit a fucking roadblock. I love you. I love all of you, except for Culture when he pisses me off.
Rightly.
And I just love him a little less. Right now, I hit a roadblock. I was supposed to be writing a video. Andre's going to be so mad at me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I had him. I had like a thing in my head, and then the thing went away, and then I'm like, oh yeah, what was I going to write it about? Oh, I lost the hook. Shit. And then I'm floundering.
The hook is supposed to bring you back, though.
It didn't bring me back.
Oh man!
It doesn't matter what I say.
I ain't telling you no lie.
Blues Traveler lied.
In fact, I don't mean any of this.
No, it's true. Grant, you have a channel with almost like 500,000 subscribers now. How's it?
But my confession still draws y'all near.
What'd you make, 2,500 in the last hour?
No, 4. So I just hit 20,000. So
congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, so I'll be doing edits for Culture, and you'll be seeing a lot more shilling content from Culture to get him up past. And then yeah, just get ready to see Culture play some Raid Shadow or something like that. Or maybe using the Shave a Dollar Club or something. I don't know. We're working on
Dog Club?
Jeremy's Razors.
No, we can't use those now because they're against the ones that actually sponsor people. So, and also you have to go bold next week. I didn't tell you that, but yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do that. Thanks, Grant. I appreciate you, bro. And all of you, to everybody who watched the stream, whoever's watching it on the replay, thanks for making it this far, as Gary might say, and many others. You guys are the whole reason that we're here. We appreciate each and every one of you. We would be nowhere if we weren't here other than talking to ourselves or a wall or boring our spouses or other significant others. And yeah, we've got an outro. I'm going to play that. You guys want to see the outro?
Sure. Oh, I'm excited about it.
Weo.
Weo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come of me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face just to make you go take it back.
Human drivers.
That car accident always
You're
gets
supposed
me.
to hit the credits. You just cut off the credits.
Anything.
AO.
No, I was playing the credits. We're still live. What are you doing?
You need to get yourself a producer or an editor, man, I tell you.